I thought we were just gonna do one. Okay, whatever. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I'd grab one because we don't all do it together.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if that'll.
What parking spot are you? 5? Dude, you got Larson?
Good number.
I got freaking Bowman, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's in the very center.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They give you like a little what parking spot you're in.
I don't. I just don't know how camping will be with that. It doesn't. Not like you have to buy it. They have you like get a little piece of paper. We did it with her sister.
Yeah, I was just just flash around important documents.
We did it with her sister last year. We were just like, she pulled in, got a parking pass, drove up. Because this is look, this is where. They have like all the lots have like their own. So like this is all X lot. Like this is camping, and over here is camping. And then this right here is like the overflow parking for X lot. So you just park right there.
Okay.
It's not bad. Like we're gonna put Steph's Tiguan there because she's bringing the Tiguan up.
All right. We got some people chatting with you already.
Is Steph going up Friday night?
No, she's coming up with me Thursday night. We're going up Thursday night. Yeah, we're leaving work Thursday and going straight up there. We're gonna stop at the grocery store, get food, and then shoot up there.
I didn't know Steph was doing the whole weekend.
Yeah, she did last year. She just left. She left Sunday night because she had work shit on Monday, which she may have again this year. But I don't know what the hell's going on.
I swear to God, if Sunday gets rained out and I have to freaking miss another Monday race, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right now, it is a 60% chance of scattered showers, so that's not bad.
Right, but it's supposed to be like worse on Monday, isn't it? Isn't Monday like thunderstorms and shit?
Kinda, I think so. It's gonna fucking change, but at least the heat's gone down. Because now it's saying 70, 80 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fucking miserable
Oh, dude, it's gonna
all
suck.
week, and then like you're not gonna have a fun night Thursday night.
It won't be bad. It's gonna be 71. We get the fucking air conditioner. Freaking camper will be an ice box. Monday is scattered thunderstorms. But like I said, Sunday it's occasional rain showers. So they dry the track off. Remember, sprinkle package. You know. So I don't think it's not nearly as bad as last year when we got fucking 4 inches of rain in fucking 3 minutes.
How we doing? Is death scrolling? You chatting with some people?
I'm fucking getting the link going so we can get more than 7 fucking people in here.
Bunch of losers in here. What's up, you rat bastards? Oh, can I not say that on live already?
Yeah, it's been going for.
Can I? Oh, this is loud. Who can't hear?
It's John. It's fucking stairs. They're the last ones in here. I'm happy they cleaned
I
up.
thought they
the
were
shit show of
Tuesdays.
Mike's Day. Did you see they had Ryan's daughter and her friends in here? I flipped live on for a second. There was Mark and John were sitting like on top of each other right there.
Hot.
One of them was on that mic. There was 3 of them at the end of the table on a mic.
Turn me down a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Dan's not even at his microphone, and it's loud as fuck in my ear. That's not helping.
You turning the right one down, or
It hasn't affected it yet.
Yeah, I turned it down a bunch.
give me up?
Turn it down more then.
Actually, give me up.
How's that?
Off. You turned it off.
A lot. 4 clicks. That's off.
I'm just telling you what you did.
How's this? Is this better?
Click it one down.
1 click.
Off. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
There's like that sweet spot where it's like still good, super quiet.
Yeah.
Can you click me up a click?
Up a click?
Up a click.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's good.
It's so weird. Every week you're different.
It's because I have terrible hearing, and it depends on.
Like there are specific clicks when
I know.
you turn it.
Yeah, I know.
And I know where you usually are, and it's always
Because
it's like a 3 variants.
It's because my hearing's fucked, and that's why I'm so loud.
Hey, Dodger.
And it depends on how I would that day.
Yeah.
You know?
I appreciate that he has his name and his
Yes.
disco handle. Everyone needs to do that. I think we said that when we first started doing this.
Yeah, Dodger, we already opened it and we told everybody what it was and you missed it.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
missed everything.
Good job.
Oh, we could start now. Oh, Dale Jr.'s best friend's in here.
Wow.
Tricky Ricky Harden
Must
did?
be done with S Junior.
No, this is the moon
Dear
car waiting
Ricky.
room.
It's the moon car waiting room.
Sam, thank you very much for the shirt shout out. We got the old Stacking Pennies 777 on it.
Wait, who's got the shirt? What did he say?
Nice shirt.
I got a good shirt on too.
Yeah, Dan, show the people your shirt. What we got on? Tell the folk that are listening. Oh, wait, we're not recording yet.
Yeah.
Is
Throwback. Is
it on the
Junior's
TV?
last race. I don't know.
Dear Danny.
We're going to Cletus shirt.
Cletus?
Cletus McFern.
Okay. And you're damn right that it's New Hampshire. My best friend. Oh. You know my name. Relum Nevek.
Say my name.
Nick?
We're having a sleepover on Saturday. Because his hoopties are broken. Goddamn hoopties.
Don't let him give you anything. You won't wake up.
All right, so do we open these here gifts on the show, or do we just do it on live before we hit record? What's your vote, Dan?
I'm busy. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it's cool to do it on the show too.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it on the show.
Just do it normally.
Yeah. All right. We'll do obviously the intros, the callbacks. I gotta get race picks up. Nope, race picks is already up. I don't need this screen. Don't need this screen. I don't need that until after. I don't need that one. So when you got race picks. Congratulations, Mr. Norman.
I was so fucked up all night because I thought you had Logano and he had Chastain. So I was like, Kyle's fucking winning again. And then
Nope. Nope.
Dude, just assume from here on out if they're winning, it's my pick. Because I'm not losing for the rest of the season.
Yeah?
Yep.
You got a lot of names left.
Yep.
Dear Danny.
stop it.
Kevin Miller suggested do it live and then talk about it to save time, but yeah.
Nothing is going to save time. It's going to take the same amount of time, whether it's on the podcast or
It's true.
before the podcast.
Yeah.
It's actually very true.
Good news is news is fairly short. Just keep off track tight because this is our off track.
Wait, what the hell?
Okay. You wanna just get after it?
Do it. Do it. Dude, do it.
You won't fucking do it.
It's loud.
Wasn't that bad.
I want new sounds.
You have had the same sounds for quite a while.
Yeah, I haven't changed anything in quite some time.
I feel like the camera got moved again. I'm like half on the screen, half not on the screen.
You're super leany.
Yeah, but I'm like in the table and I'm still I don't like it. But I like being comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I'm not on screen, I can't be memed by Joe.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. We'll do the normal stuff. Off track. If you got a quick thing, say it, but make it quick, and then we'll do that as off track. You got any major off tracks that you want to tell a story about?
No. I didn't.
Well, you played golf.
I didn't do shit.
No, I
this
didn't at
weekend.
all this weekend.
Nice. Okay, cool.
We're still gonna we'll do a little bit off track, but yeah.
Quick.
Where the fuck were you this weekend? You were radio silent all weekend.
Well, I was helping my buddy rap for a while.
Yeah, you got roped into that.
And then I was up at Joey's son's house helping him fix his pool, drain that, pressure wash the whole damn thing, cleared out the main drains, blew out all the lines, was a giant pain in the ass. And then Steph did Father's Day dinner on Saturday with her family, and then a work dinner with her work friends Saturday night. Helped Joey, helped my dad, did a bunch of yard work, fought poison ivy.
I'm honest. I honestly,
6 barrels of poison ivy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
6. And I have like 2 spots on my wrist.
Yep.
And that's about
I'm
it.
fighting a little spot on my foot
What's a
right now.
barrel of poison ivy?
Like the
Trash barrels.
you know when you pull in my driveway on the right side, there's that fence line and has all the vines on it. That was 90% poison ivy. So I sprayed it and killed as much of it as I could, but it like kept coming
And you
back to
put it
life pretty quick.
in barrels? Is
Yeah,
what you're saying?
like yard waste barrels.
I was surprised you weren't at the
gonna
dodgeball
say,
tournament.
it's not a
Mr.
way.
Mr. Beast Coast model.
Yeah, I wanted to be,
fully
but I had too many
expected
other
you.
things.
I was looking at all the pictures like, where is he? Didn't invite us.
I would have loved to, but I
Yeah.
had all that other shit going on. Oh, and went suit shopping.
Did you bring scumbag?
No. Steve and I went. So we're doing a website
Okay.
that you basically, I'll tell you all the parameters
Yeah, yeah.
of things, but like the inside. So it's made for you. You get
Yep.
to keep it.
Oh, okay.
The rentals were like $375, and buying it's like if you don't put any like you can embroider the inside and you
yeah.
can get fancy fabric inside. If you don't do that, it's like $390.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you own it.
yeah.
So
Dude,
we're
get
doing
like
that.
a sick custom inner pattern.
Oh, it's gonna be. Remember?
There's
remember
like
the,
60 choices.
remember the
Like I want like the Matchbox carpet design
remember?
I was looking for something like
on
that.
the inside of your suit would be sick.
No.
I reached out to him for checkered flag once,
Yeah.
and they said they could do it.
Ooh, I'd be down with that. Mine's gonna be like the Jeremy Clarkson in Vietnam special. The purple suit, and he opens it, and it's like all the wild colors and shit. They got like the tailored suits made in the Vietnam special.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. R.I.P. Mullet.
Yeah, it's over here. It's whatever.
Okay, cool. Let's rock and roll.
I could shift the camera, but that would involve getting up, so I don't want to get up.
I don't want to touch it.
Somebody did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm Kyle Belcher, and joined, as always, across the table by Norman Pelletier
Corn.
and Daniel Walker.
Spit on that thing.
Nice. On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news, recap the inaugural Cup race weekend in Iowa, answer some questions, have some fun along the way, open some gifts from a wonderful listener. But before that, Dan, pay the bills.
Hold on real quick. Are you guys celebrating like sober June-tober right now?
No, I just brought 2 drinks in and haven't gotten to beer yet. I might
Like
get
neither of you guys have drinks. Neither of you cracked open a cold one at the start of the show. I feel something's off.
I'll get
What's
that.
wrong?
Also, because I was excited because I heard a new term this week that I was excited to share with you guys, but neither of you guys did it. Irish crickets when you
Yeah, I've
snap
heard
a
that.
beer.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's good. I've never
I've
heard
been listening
that.
to. I rewatched all of Entourage.
Good show.
Really enjoyable early 2000s show, and I was listening to a little bit of the podcast after because they talk about doing like reunion and stuff like that. And it's cool to just kind of check in after, and that they do that at the beginning of every show, like you guys do. As soon as they're like, "All right," and we're off, they both crack a beer, and they're always like, "Irish crickets, Irish crickets."
I like that.
I'm gonna probably have one like halfway point, but I still got some of a Coke and a Red Bull to drink. So.
Yeah, I was just really thirsty, and I felt
But
like
I was,
having
I was
water.
excited to share that new phrase that I learned with
Well,
you
you
guys.
shared it, so there you go.
Yeah,
But neither of you guys had Irish crickets.
you were holding it until we did it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
excited, and then I made the noise.
Should
and
we
I
just start the whole show over and
Start it over.
Be
Get
an
the beers.
alcoholic, damn it.
that's this
I
weekend?
know you're saving yourself for this weekend.
That's
This
exactly what's
weekend.
happening.
Yeah. We are brought to you this week and every other week by the Revival Motoring Network, the Revival Motoring Podcast, Josh Garcia, a.k.a. Podcast Daddy, listeners like you, and revivalmotoring.com/B4B. Norm, what's B4B stand for?
Bucks for the boys.
He does it worse, but it's better. Like,
Thank
his
you.
is better, but worse.
Yeah.
Yours doesn't make the
Worse-
hair stand up on the
worse,
back
but
of my
gooder?
neck. Like,
Yeah. Less bad, but gooder.
yeah.
I mean, I can do it sexier. Do you want
No,
sexy?
please.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Bucks for the boys.
You gotta
Spit on that thing.
spit on that thing. I fucking love that meme. It's everywhere, and I love it.
Oh, that's so viral.
Yeah, venereal.
Anyway, keep digging.
Bucks
I
for
don't
the
think you want to
boys.
keep digging in that.
But
Get out.
I can't.
That's what I said.
Kyle, just don't say anything.
I prefer it when he's quiet.
Bucks for the boys. That is our
Bucks for the
PBS
boys.
style of donation system. So if you like what we do here, we're never going to really charge you for it, but
We
we
would.
appreciate your donations. Head on over to revivalmotoring.com/B4B. You can choose 2, 5, 10, 20 bucks, or any combination of those. Comes out like every month, like a Hulu subscription. Think about it. We give you
But cheaper and
Yeah.
less ads.
You got all 3 shows on YouTube and in podcast form.
You do.
You have the archived talking motorcycles if you're into the 2-wheeled variety.
Yeah,
which I'm
lots of 'em.
tired of after Bike Week this week. If I don't see another motorcycle for a little while, I'll be happy. And all the other stuff. Josh does YouTube videos. We got all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, go donate. It helps us out. If you want to do a one-time donation, not a monthly recurring thing, you can use PayPal. That is info@revivalmotoring.com. That is also the home of Kyle's Race Day Challenge.
Hello.
Kyle, what is that?
If you donate the dollar amount that matches the driver's number that you believe will win on Sunday and guess correctly, we'll send you a little something, something.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Other ways you can help us, and one of our favorites is reviews.
Reviews.
You can leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us written reviews, and we have a new one
Oh, I hit it prematurely and it worked out so well. What do we got?
from Bushi240.
Bushi.
Dad review.
Maybe it's Boucher.
Boushwi?
Bobby
Bourgeois.
Boucher.
Could be.
It's Boushe.
Bouche.
Le
Maybe
Bouche.
Bouche?
Le Bouche.
Bush?
It's French.
Title is Dad Review. 5 stars.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
My dad said to leave you a review, so yeah, job well done.
I like it.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Hey, that's
Thank
high
you.
praise coming from a dad on Father's Day weekend.
Attaboy, Tim Connors.
Thanks, Dad.
Give it that hot too. Spit on that thing. I can't open Instagram. It's every other fucking reel. I love 'em.
I've never heard that before in my life.
You never have?
No,
Then how'd you know when to say spit on that thing?
because you said it and it sounded
Oh.
funny, so I repeated.
Oh,
it.
well, after the show, I'm gonna
We'll show
you.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I'm like
it's
a
fantastic.
kid when they hear a swear word for the first time. I just repeat it endlessly.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Until it goes out of style.
You
And I
can
keep
leave us
going.
reviews on Spotify. That is no text. That is 5 stars only. You can share the image.
4-star button's broken.
Yeah, the weird. It hasn't worked this whole time.
And the 1-star, because that's the only thing we get is 5s and 1s.
We got a 4 once too. On Apple, we have a 4.
Ew. Make it a 1.
Yeah, at least give us like all or nothing.
Yeah,
Still don't know
exactly.
why. I think we have 2 1s on Apple. I think it must
You
have
put
been
those babies together. That's an 11.
must have been Dale Jr.
Mm-hmm.
for Denny.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Somebody meme that.
Yeah, clip that.
Clip it.
Meme everything.
Yeah, share the episode when we post it tomorrow. Share that you're listening to it. Share Norm's image that he will so lovingly make with his fine, manly hands this evening. He will forge it out of stone. I expect this episode to just look like a rock carving. Just the
I like it. I like it.
yeah, that's your B for B minute.
Awesome. All right. Callbacks, as we always do. Quick callback to the TV ratings. I have a couple other bits I want to add in here.
Ooh,
But
bits.
Sonoma, just shy of 2.9 million viewers, and wrapping up the Fox part of the season.
Yay!
Couple stats I thought were interesting.
Bye, bitch.
Fox overall up 1% from last year. Doesn't sound like much, but with the Coke 600 and Daytona 500 both weather affected, arguably the biggest ones, that's still pretty impressive. And this is actually the first time since Senior died that was the case.
Yes. Yeah, I did read that.
since Fox took over the broadcast in 2001 that has never finished their portion of the season up percentage overall. And if you take out the Daytona 500, we'd be up 4%, which is awesome. The 6 races on FS1 averaged 2.12 million, which is up 13% from last year. Not bad. And an overall average of 3.369 million.
Nice.
So pretty solid numbers that we will take. But thank God we're off to NBC land.
How refreshing was that broadcast
A little
last night?
peeved that our first race with NBC was on USA.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, your first race and you're going to stick us on
Problem
the B,
is they
B
had
team?
the U.S. Open on NBC.
Yeah,
So,
they're open to move. Go somewhere else, dude.
yeah, you know that ratings on Father's Day is going to be millions
Massive.
more than ours.
Massive.
A golf major on Father's Day, yeah. And it was close. It wasn't a blowout. Yeah, they're going to blow us out of the fucking water.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought those were interesting stats to share.
Norm!
Norm's watching it now. All right. Now we will. All right. Shut it off. Jesus.
Tim, it's Tim's fault. Look at the chat.
Yeah, he said that to me 5 minutes ago. I didn't want to play it while Kyle was doing the numbers.
Calling back to our race picks. If you recall, last week we chose for Iowa, and I chose Mr. Ross Chastain, finishing, I think, 13th, 12th, something like that. Had a pretty strong run, but no luck. Dan chose Mr. Justin Haley, who looked fantastic.
Who actually did finish 13th.
Back half of the top 10 most of the day.
If he didn't get
Chastain 11th.
Yep. If he didn't get that pit road penalty and had to go back to the back,
Yep.
I think he would have been deeper in the top 10.
Yeah.
I
Unbelievable
think
run
this is-
once again for him.
Yeah.
But both of us lose to Mr. Norman Pelletier with Mr. Joey Logano.
I will say, I think this is the closest one of these all year, at least that I can remember.
Yeah,
none
pretty
of
close.
us.
We've had some races where it's like they're kind of on top of each other.
But then something
But it's
happens.
like two of them are back.
Yeah,
Or-
you and I have had like back and forths.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like
But
we're all
this one,
together
we
at
were
one point, and then someone
Fifth,
blows up.
sixth,
Or,
Yeah.
and eighth at one point. I
yeah,
think
we were
they
all
running.
on top of each other at one point in most of the races.
Yeah, it
so-
was hot. What?
What?
Anyway, so that brings our points total to 12 for me, 10 for Norm, and Dan with 3,000.
It'll be tied once we come to Nashville.
Oh, Norm is
Wow,
being
he's
super
calling his
confident.
shot, huh? Dan finishing in 13th place gets you to pick first.
That's probably the best finish you've had and lost.
No, I had one. There was one.
Oh,
Kyle.
wasn't there one that we had all in the top 10?
Yeah.
And then there was another one. I think like me and Kyle were both top 5.
Yeah.
And you got like second, and I was like, God damn it. Yeah. Ryan Preece.
Great pick.
He knows the track. Fords have been looking really good on these mile and under tracks. I still don't care. It's not gonna nothing. He's gonna finish 38th. Sorry, Corey, but I got to do it.
Ryan Preece is a good pick. So I spent a lot of time thinking about this
I
today.
didn't. I just figured it out 2 minutes ago.
I was between a Penske car and a Ford.
Do any of us
Another
have
Ford.
Gibbs left? Any Gibbses left?
Yeah.
I think I only have. No, I don't think I have any left. Or I'm gonna.
I don't have any left.
I do. I have Gibbs himself.
Shit, I have Truex.
Uh,
That's all I got left.
you probably should have used him.
That's fine.
Um,
He's mailing it for the rest of the year.
I'm going to stick with the Ford camp and the team that typically is pretty good on flat tracks. And I'm going to just use the last of the Penske boys and go with Austin Cindric.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me. Keep in mind, I made all these picks 2 weeks ago
Yeah, I know.
because I just picked the entire season. So my pick was not based on how well he ran this week, but just based on a gut instinct with Mr. Jabari. And I'm going Mr. Joth Berry.
That was my other option.
Yeah, I took
when you
him
were like,
already.
might not go with Penske, I might go with another Ford. I was like, bitch, stay away from Joshua.
Yeah, the Fords.
I wish I picked him now just
the
to
Fords,
throw you off.
Like looking at Gateway and last night and Phoenix, like the Fords just seem to have something on these mile to 3/4 mile tracks. So I was sitting there like, who do I have left in Ford? I've picked all the RFKs. I've picked all the Penske except for Cindric, but who cares? Like, I was like, ah, crap, where do I go? And I'm like, SHR, I got a couple left. And then I was like, oh, yeah, Priest usually runs pretty good at Loudon. So
Yeah. Yep. I had Barry and Cindric
I'm
up top.
I'm also just mailing it in now because I just don't care anymore. So I'm full on mailing it.
There's time.
expect AJ Allmendingers and like Daniel Hemricks
Yeah.
swinging for the fences.
Right. All right. So we'll see what how that shakes out. So that is
fuck.
the race picks.
I just realized I made my pick for Chicago, and I was thinking Chicago Land.
Oh yeah,
Not
because
the street
because
course.
we've raced there a ton.
So I'm gonna need to change that. All right, I'm just gonna have to get some thinking.
All right, just gonna wrap these up. So that is Cindric for me, Priest for Dan, and Josh Berry for Norman Pelletier. We'll see how it shakes out. Now brings us to the last bit of the callback segment, which is no one's favorite, but everyone likes to talk about it, and that is Norm's Scheme of the Week. What do we got, Norm? What do we have? What do we have?
This was a pretty easy one for me because I don't think he's run it yet this year.
Okay.
But the winner, Mr. Ryan Blaney.
Blaney. The all-black advanced one?
Advanced scheme, dude. That is my favorite scheme that has ever run on a next gen.
There wasn't a lot.
It's really
it is
clean.
really good. But
That
there
is,
wasn't.
if you pay attention to it, that's the exact scheme I run on my next gen. It's a black, red, and yellow two-tone right down the middle.
Copyright.
But they've changed this scheme. Like, I'm going to stop pointing at the TV because I get memed. They've changed this scheme like 4 times
Average Joe's
since
not here.
they've originally released it. Like the first one, the yellow was flat under the number and then turned up
Yes.
after the number, and the advanced followed that, but it was like
A weird
it
angle.
didn't intersect the number. And then the second one, it kind of did the same thing, but it was way lower. And now they've like moved it up to halfway up the car, and it's just best sponsor fitment, just good clean scheme. The only thing I would change about is the chrome number.
I like the chrome number.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. Dan,
There
you got
wasn't a
any
lot-
things that you loved?
There wasn't much this weekend.
I mean, Chastain's car was gorgeous.
Chastain's car was sick.
That's what I was going to give an honorable
The
mention
21. Can I get a look at that one? Because I didn't really see it very good, but it didn't look good.
We've
to.
seen
It's not a great picture of it.
we've
Oh,
seen
okay.
this Menard scheme before.
Oh yeah.
I think Blaney or even Paul was the first one to run this scheme.
Keep scrolling. I'm trying to remember everything was pretty stat. Oh, the McDonald's cars.
Yeah.
Yep, the 45. I mean, they ran these schemes last year, but
Yeah.
the 45 Hamburglar scheme is so good. I
It's
love that scheme.
and do you see his fire
yeah.
suit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
With the
my
bow tie on
god.
it.
And it's
So
actually
good.
cool because
was killer.
they're able with that scheme to incorporate the monster on the back quarter panel because that's where a black stripe is. So it doesn't look out of place that the back of the car is
Yeah,
black.
it actually fit quite well.
Yeah.
I love that. If you scroll down one, I love the NOS schemes.
Yeah, you've always
Yeah.
liked those.
I just wish it said NOS on the hood and not Kroger.
There was nothing that blew my mind this weekend. There wasn't a
Yeah.
lot of special outside of the McDonald's cars, the advanced car, the Chastain's Bush, the corn car.
I love the Moto
I
Rad
still love the
scheme.
Motor Rad car. That car looks sick.
The 99 ran the Day of the Dead Kubota scheme.
Which I didn't realize that was Day of the Dead until after the
Yeah.
race, and
Dude,
I
his
saw his
fire
fire
suit
suit.
is
And I was
so
like,
good.
his
Yeah.
helmet. You see his helmet?
Yeah.
His helmet
he
looked
always has good
fire.
helmets, though.
The helmet was all metallic,
This
like
was
flowers.
up there with for my scheme. I just didn't like the fade on the roof. If the roof was just black, I think it would have looked.
I think I'm gonna go Chastain though, because that corn car. The corn cars have always looked awesome.
There's just so much going on that scheme.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I much prefer the regular Bush scheme, but I like the corn scheme.
Yeah.
I think they did better with that than a couple of Harvick's. Because Harvick they just started throwing some fucking crazy Bush schemes at us in the last few years.
Yeah. Did
But
you
the
see?
corn scheme's hot?
Speaking of Harvick and paint schemes, did you see him last night talking about? He reposted the picture of Reddick on pit road with the Hamburglar.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, I'm really glad I had a beer sponsor for all those years." And then NASCAR Chasm posted the picture
Of the
him
Yeet car?
of him with the Millennial car and how
Yeah.
pissed he looked. And he's like, "You sure about that, Kevin? You sure you liked it all the time?"
Yeah. That was good. All right, so there it is, the 12 advanced auto parts scheme for Norm's Scheme of the Week. And now we'll head into the Some Things Not segment, in which we call Off Track.
Off twack.
We got some lovely gifts from a listener, but do you guys have anything you want to add to Off Track other than this?
Worst week of the year because it is the week where I had to drop the camper off on Saturday at Loudon and then leave.
Oh, it's the worst feeling.
It is miserable, especially so the guys that camped behind us last year were already set up and drinking when we got there, and they're there all week. So they were like, "Oh, you guys aren't staying?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, we come back Thursday," and they're like, "Oh, we're here all week. It's time away from the wife. It's great." I'm like, "God damn it, I just want to stay." Like we as we're pulling out, I think Fortunate Son was playing. I'm like, "Oh, come on."
Don't do that.
Yeah, but
Stop watching TikTok.
Yeah.
My volume's off. It shouldn't have turned on.
Well, it did. So it was really cool. I mean, going up there, it's so streamlined. I love how Loudon does it compared to Pocono. How Pocono doesn't open until Thursday.
Yeah.
And it's like a mad dash to get in there. And we've seen it. Like, we don't get there till what? Why are you handing stuff out now?
Because they have your names on them.
Oh,
I didn't know it was personalized.
so like Pocono, when we go there, they don't open until Thursday. And like we don't get there till Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, so we haven't had to really deal with this. But I guess in the morning, on Thursday morning at Pocono, there's like 5 miles of traffic to get in.
I mean, we dealt with that 2 years ago.
2 years. The year,
It must have been the year Kyle missed then.
no, the first year we went, we had to wait in line.
It was the first
It was
year?
the first year we went. So Loudon, they opened the weekend before, and it's awesome because you just like slowly filter in. Like there was maybe 20 campers in X Lot when I got there, and they're just going to slowly keep filtering in throughout the week. So it's really cool. And like Steph was saying, she's like, if you're coming from Maine or New York or a couple hours away, like if you're going to stay the whole week, where are you going to find a place to camp for a whole week for $180? Like,
Yeah.
and it's right near everything. Like if you want to take off one day and go to the lake or, you know, whatever, there's shit to do all over the place up there. So it's really cool. If you wanted to take the week off and go hang out up there for the week, you can, you know?
Yeah.
What was the earliest you could drop it off?
8 o'clock Saturday mornings when the gates open.
So you could drop your camper off and then zip on over to Bike Week,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
which
So
I'm sure people did.
Well,
Oh, I
obviously
bet.
with the crossover this year that we've never had before with the race being so early, yeah, the bike going by the seafood place right when you get off the highway, Macris's, holy shit, that
Oh, I
place
bet.
was mobbed. I mean, probably hundreds, if not 1,000 motorcycles sitting in the fucking parking lot. I was like, hey, we're not going there. See you later. Like,
Dude, I was looking at some
awesome.
hogs this weekend, dude. I was thinking about buying one.
yeah,
Oh, you're on that train now?
They're expensive.
yeah.
they are.
I'm with
They
all the shit that's going on up by us. We've had like 3 weeks of like every other day there's a motorcycle accident where someone dies. I'm like, I'm good. I had that itch when I was younger that I wanted a motorcycle and I never scratched it, and now I'm like, I'm glad I never did that because I probably wouldn't be here if I did.
Right.
always
Well,
the
I
other
imagine
person.
like 18-year-old me would have been way dumber on a motorcycle than 30-year-old me. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I just
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
just got to worry
cruise.
about the other people.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
look,
problem.
Kevin Wiles is here, and I know that full hookup campgrounds in the White Mountains are cheap, but I'm just saying that it's still a good deal.
Yeah, for
Go,
sure.
go drop your camper off and make sure mine's still in one piece.
Is that his entire name on YouTube?
Yeah, because he's a freelance photojournalist. He's got to be business Kevin.
I thought he was doing like advertising in his text, but it's his full
yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube name.
Yeah.
Kevin Wiles.
So that was
freelance photojournalist.
So it was really nice to go up there. Just they see Robin camping, the ticket lady god. She's incredible.
Yep.
They actually gave her an actual structure this year, not just a tent. They built like this structure in the campground
Oh, nice.
area. We get up there, dude. Saturday morning, the wind, or Saturday afternoon, we went up there. We had to get off the highway. The wind was so strong. We had to take back roads up there because I was all over the fucking place. And I also realized that normally when we pull the camper, the bed's full of shit. So with nothing in the bed, it was definitely a little more, little sketchy. So we bailed off the highway. We get up there and there's shit blowing everywhere. We see people like putting pop-ups up, then taking them right back down. They had this like semi-permanent structure and it's like moving in the wind. And the other kid that's at the camping counter is like looking at me like, I don't know if we're gonna make it, dude. Like,
Jesus.
it was pretty wild up there. But yeah, so that's it. I love going up there to drop it off, but leaving is so hard because it's
Yeah, like I don't want to leave. I'm here.
we had a family barbecue that afternoon, and it was like Steph's like, all right, we gotta go, and I'm like sitting in the camper, and I'm like, but I don't want to hang out. Like I don't want to leave
I
yet.
got my camping Crocs on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was ready to roll. So
Is X-Lot in the trees?
not really.
No.
I mean, there's trees around it. Like we have
Yeah,
trees.
but it's not like the other camping lots that I've seen there that are just like on top of a hill.
No, there's trees all around it. Like we have trees literally 20 feet from our camper, which I peed a lot in last year because it's really convenient to just
Yeah,
walk
that's a
over the
bathroom.
trees.
Yeah.
But it's
Nature's
it's,
bathroom.
it's lined with trees, so it's not bad. Our spot's nice because it's away. It's on my birth certificate. Our spot's away from a lot of the shit show. Like it's kind of a quiet corner, but it's also you can just walk right over and
It's perfect.
be in the shit. So the New Hampshire camping group has been going nuts for the last it's funny, those camping groups, like I'm in the Pocono one and the Loudon one, they like go dormant for 9 months, and then like around May, the Loudon one started picking back up, and it's people, oh, we built our Jello shot bar this year, it's ready to go, and then like, oh, we're doing this year, and we're Saturday night, there's like a fucking the bar in X-Lot's having like a glow party and shit. They're doing a pig roast Friday night, a Thursday night or Friday night, I think. Like,
Hell yeah.
so I'm getting hyped, and this week is going to take forever.
Oh, dude, it's gonna drag so bad.
What's
Like we have
Pocono
this
in 3 weeks.
Pocono is
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's the 14th of July, so
a week earlier.
So I
It's
gotta
a week earlier,
Order
yes.
my
Yeah.
$1,000 electric bicycle now. Then
Yes, you probably should.
Are we gonna
I
do
was-
scooters?
So we
I
got,
was kind of looking at. Do you want a scooter gang it?
I kind of want to scooter gang it.
I got
Those
two.
2311 ones are like $60.
Yeah, the Amazon joints. They're like $60.
I got cheapy ones, like even worse than that from
Well, these
Walmart,
have like
but they're
the big
fine.
wheels on them.
That's what
He
had.
had. I thought you had the big wheels on.
Yeah,
them.
but they're like rock
Chintzy.
solid. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Walmart like
honestly,
$30
like
specials.
those are a lot easier to bring down than the bikes. And I feel like last year we didn't even touch the bikes.
I'm gonna go steal. Doug has an electric scooter that goes like 45 miles an hour. I
I
rode
just
it.
don't want to. I don't want something expensive just in case something happens.
Yeah, I rode it for like 5 seconds at his house, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I might just go steal it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pocono.
So
Yeah, that was
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am very excited. I know I said it when the schedule came out that I was so happy we weren't back to back this year because it's way less stress. Now that it's here, I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss.
Well, it sounds like
being-
we'll be back to it next year. So
Yeah, but I miss being as stressful as it was getting the camper home from Loudon, unpacking it, cleaning it, repacking it, leaving 2 days later. Like that was hell last year. But being in the bubble and traveling with the circus for 2 weeks straight was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it sucks that I'm gonna have to. Loudon's gonna be done. I have Monday off. I took Monday off, go back to work Tuesday, and then I have like 3 weeks of normal life. And then we get to do it again. Like it was so cool just to be in it.
see,
for-
mine's even more weird because I got obviously I worked
do the-
today and then show tonight. We have Wednesday off for Juneteenth, and then I'm Friday off to come up to the track. Then I work next week. And then it's the 4th week, which I'm taking off to go down the Cape with my family.
yep.
And then I'm back to work for 3 days before we leave for Pocono.
So yeah, you're not doing too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty stacked up. But,
I now that it's here and I knew this would happen, I was so excited to not be back to back. And now I'm like, damn it, I wish we were.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that next weekend we'd be in Pocono.
because you get like the senioritis vibe, right? Like the week before. But then when you're just in it for 2 weeks, it's like, all right, get it all done.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be that gap 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
going to be like,
I need to figure out how to
out.
take time off at work because I got to put that in.
Yeah, you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
I told my boss,
It's
like,
a program I don't have.
I went into my boss like 2 Fridays ago and I was like, so we got to have the conversation. And he gets all serious. He's like, all right, go into my office. I'm like, no, it's nothing serious. I'm just telling you all the time I'm taking off. He's like, oh, God damn it. Like he thought I was like coming and asking for a raise or quitting or something. And I'm like,
But while we're here, money, please.
Yeah, we'll take it. Any other quick bits you want to add, Norm?
No, I mean, I just did family shit this weekend.
Yep.
Father's
Yep.
Day
yeah,
stuff.
got to hang out with Dad yesterday. That was cool.
I fought poison ivy for a couple hours and helped our buddy Joey fix his pool and had some actually good news at the end of it. So it went well.
Nice.
There was no bodies in it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't creating suction through the system, so it felt like a leak.
So he called you the suction master?
Yes. Drained the pool entirely, cleaned the whole thing, took the main drain cover off, and
Dead squirrel.
the drain underneath it had a plug in it. So somebody plugged the main drain and then put the grate over it
Like
and
normal.
screwed it back.
Like it's acting normal.
That's insane in the main drain.
Right? It was so dumb. So we got it all cleaned up and water getting delivered this week. He should be good to go.
Sick.
Yes, but we got some gifts, as we mentioned at the top of the hour, from our buddy Robert, a.k.a. Dodger, on our Discord.
It's Christmas.
So we got some gifts to open. There's 2 labeled for Dan, Norm as well. I got 1, and we got an everyone.
All right.
So let's,
Kyle, I got one, dude. Less love.
Dan, fire away with your first one there.
All right,
See what we got.
Need a knife?
Holy shit.
You call that a knife? Oh, no shit.
What is that? Hornady?
Yeah. The box is autographed.
Bro.
Sorry for everyone's ears that we may be blowing
Sir,
out right
sir,
now.
what did you pack this with?
I don't know. Mine's like, it
Oh,
must be
that's
insanely
sick.
valuable with how well it's packaged.
Hell yeah! So I got a Victory Lane 2009 Camping World Champion pin, which is
Oh,
badass.
you're a big pin guy, so.
Big pin guy. And the 33 truck.
I was going to say, is it a 33?
Yeah, it is.
How do you open this? Can't get it
Oh,
open. I don't want to cut
the
myself.
33 VFW
Oh.
autographed.
It's autographed
Yo, the box is autographed too.
by Ron the John Hornaday, dude.
This is sick.
There we go. We made some headway.
No way. Oh, hell yeah. This is going right next to my Napa Ron Hornaday truck
getting trolled.
on my desk.
It's a bunch of Denny Hamlin shit.
You got a Denny Hamlin plate
a
and
Uzi
frame?
and a plate frame. Oh, it's hidden behind a sick Terry.
Oh,
I have a sealed, actual Dale Earnhardt mustache.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, it's a Denny Hamlin fan club member plate frame. Oh, I'm putting that on Norm's truck.
No,
Oh, I'm sneaking that on Norm's truck.
I
That's
got a
happening.
signed picture of one of my favorite paint schemes of all time,
Oh, hell
Mr. Ron or Ted Musgrave.
Yo, that's sick. The
Teddy?
Mopar one?
But it's the one Mopar with the barbed wire, brother. Because barbed wire's tough.
All right, the Labonte plate's sick, though. I've actually seen this one and almost bought it a couple times.
this is like the good action one. This thing is
Yeah, that's nice.
hefty. Oh, this is badass. Thank you
This
so
dude
much,
listens.
man.
He pays attention.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
He pays
dude,
attention.
the Hornaday 33. I do not have a
For
Hornaday
how
other
much
than my
he
Napa.
knows of a fan of Denny Hamlin, Dan is.
Yeah, exactly.
That is incredible. Thank you so much. We still got more stuff to open, so people listening that don't know what we're opening, you should check out the live stream on our YouTube. Loose is fast. YouTube.com /@
fucking
Loose is
race
fast.
is this truck from?
Oh, that is sick. What do you got, Norm? Tell the people.
It's a Michael Waltrip 15 truck. It's got to be around 07, 08 because of the year.
I got
Tundra
bubble
is.
wrap. That's what I got.
You better put it on the ground.
Nope.
When did he race this, and for whomst?
For Hoopst.
Whomst did he race this?
Oh, this is. We're going to fight over these. Oh, I know who's going to fight for one of these. Dude.
Come on, baby. Oh, I gotta spit on this thing to get it out.
This is sick. Thank you, Dodger. I just have no idea when he raced this
Yo!
truck.
Norm's mind is exploding right now that he doesn't
Why
know a
did
paint
they-
scheme.
Why did they make this a diecast?
Because it's sick,
It's like a one-off, barely sponsored Michael Waltrip truck.
which is even more badass.
This is fucking sick.
NASCAR.com race view.
Terry's 93 hauler from the original Cornflake scheme, the black and white one.
Wow, I haven't seen one of those.
I actually
like,
run
ever.
my Craftsman truck on iRacing is that scheme.
Where does Dodger live? He's got to be
Nevada.
like-
He also had a Reno. I believe he's pretty close to Reno.
oh, he's from Nevada?
Yeah. All right.
Yo, this is sick.
In the everyone category, we got a stack of plates.
I can't see them.
Yeah, the license plates.
I know,
So
but
we're
I
going to go
could-
one by one.
Okay.
So we got a Tony Stewart Home Depot.
Love that paint scheme.
Badass,
That's sick.
as
It's
always.
metal, right?
Yeah, oh,
Who
yeah.
wants this the most?
I don't know.
I
Let's
don't
go
do
through them all and
plates.
We got a
Oh!
Petty
Also
44.
love that paint scheme.
Yeah, that might be Norm's. I'll give that one to.
That's a Norm. We got a Mark Martin 6.
Should we get that to Scumbag?
We probably
no,
should.
We should give it to Doug.
Oh, Doug would like that too.
Let's give it to Scumbag. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah, I think we'll
doesn't
have to
listen
give
to
that
the
one.
fake fan.
Scumbag Steve, if you're in here, which you're probably not because you don't pay attention and you never show up on time, this is probably for you. What? Stop popping that damn thing. We got a Team Monte Carlo plate for him.
That's going
Give
to
me that
Dad.
one.
Give me
Give
it.
me that one.
And that's going right in Dad's garage.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, we got a 50th anniversary one.
Ooh, I kind of want to fight somebody over that one.
Kyle, you haven't.
you
can
haven't
have that
chosen one yet, so
one. I want
and
it,
the
but you can
classic
definitely have it.
NASCAR racing.
I already have.
That thing is like a 1/4 inch thick too.
Yeah,
I
he's a
have
thick
the,
boy.
I have the NASCAR racing one on the back of the camper, so I already have a good one like that. So
Norm, you love it?
I'd rather the 50th.
Nope, that's not an option.
All right,
That was the first year I went, and I have
you
the
can have
matching lunchbox.
you can have it.
So I'm keeping the 50. Do you want the racing
oh
one?
my God, Steve's here.
No, you can have it. I'll take the KP.
KP, you want the Tony Stewart?
Not really, but I'll take it.
Okay.
I have like 5 license plates. I have a fucking Denny Hamlin one.
Oh,
too.
dude,
Actually, this
this is going on my truck.
Yeah.
I like how this license.
Actually, I'm
plate's
worried about it
printed.
fading. The metal
wish
ones
this-
I trust.
I love
Plastic
the
ones, maybe
I
not.
love the Team Monte Carlo one. I wish it was like just a Chevrolet one because it would go. I'd go outside right now and put it on. Oh, my truck's not here. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, you're dubbing again, dude. Congrats.
Yeah, I got it back last week.
Still
these are
limping from having to pay for
incredible.
it?
What?
Still limping from having to fix it.
No.
No.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is incredible. This is way better
This is
than
cool
I
shit
ever
to find
expected.
where you're at.
Yeah, that's
That's
I mean,
why
I'm
I like-
assuming. Okay, Dodger, come clean. Did you eBay this or did you find it somewhere?
No, they're like they have tags on the back from
Oh,
like
shit.
probably a
Yeah,
Like a thrift
gypsy
store.
tent.
Thrift-
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Like a gypsy tent store or
You guys
whatever.
killed it, dude.
Dude, this is incredible. Thank you so much.
But for the-
Scumbag, I need that, please. We already said we're giving it to you.
Yeah. For the array of stuff we got.
Wow.
Sock 'em bop.
Fucking.
They are fighting with bubble wrap. Wow, these are awesome. Throw them on the screen so people can. bask in their glory. Use the box. Stagger it. Put it behind your hat or something. Oh, God damn it.
Come on, Kyle.
Damn it. We're falling apart.
You're breaking the house.
This is a broken home.
I don't want to eat. All right, cool. This is unbelievable, and thank you so
Thank you
so
much, dude. That's badass.
This is
Thank you, Mr. Robert.
unbelievable. That Terry play frame is unreal.
No, the Terry plate. The rest of it can go in the trash.
Well, plate. Sorry, not plate frame. That is
Literally
hilarious.
the Denny Hamlin fan club
Put it up here.
plate frame and plate.
Right there.
Oh, there's a koozie too with all the FedEx schemes. Actually, that's kind of cool.
I miss when they did that.
Put it on the spring there.
Yo, that's actually
Put that
cool.
on display.
Kyle, it's got the FedEx Express,
Yeah.
the Express ground
Put it where you can't see it.
freight and office schemes. That's
Oh,
actually
no.
kind of sick.
No
Yeah.
way.
I miss when FedEx used to do individual schemes. Like that year they
Oh,
had the
I
white.
forgot about the green and purple
Yeah.
one. That
yeah,
one
when
was
they
sick.
had the white scheme, where it was like the white. And
It's actually a nice
it
koozie.
had
It
like
is a nice koozie. I'll throw
tear in the center.
the
Yeah.
koozie. As much as it hurt, much as it pains me, it's going to go in the koozie drawer in the camper when I get to Loudon.
As it should.
I still have Cohan left his like Larson sprint car one at my camper last year or like 2 years ago. It's still in
Yeah.
my camper. It's a really nice koozie too.
That anyone asks for a koozie, you give them the
And if
DH.
they steal it, I don't have to care.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yes, again, thank you so
Yeah, thank you,
much.
Dodger. That's
we
badass,
appreciate
dude.
you. All right, shall we hit it?
Yeah.
Breaking news.
News. Not a ton of individual newses, but we got a very, very big bit of news on Friday, which we all really pretty much expected, and it got
I mean, we've been
kind
expecting
of
it.
blown up beforehand.
Been expecting it for a couple years.
I think he's wanted to say it for a couple years, but finally put his foot down, if you will, and was not convinced to come back. But we found out Friday during the press conference that Martin Truex Jr. will be retiring from full-time Cup racing at the end of the 2024 season.
Well, we found out on Thursday because some people can't keep their mouths shut. But
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
yeah.
I understand. Give me that.
Nope.
No, give me it.
Nope.
You're cut off.
Nope. It's on the floor now. It's on the floor.
As long as you promise to not hit another one for the rest of the show.
I promise.
Say it. I promise.
I promise.
Say it now.
I promise.
You're. What are you? I hate you.
Crossing his fingers.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Dan's a 2-year-old.
I am.
Yeah, I mean, sad news. I mean, we did expect it. All right, that's enough.
Now he can't reach it.
Sad to hear.
I'll get it.
After what, 17, 18 seasons?
What? I thought.
I mean, he came over here in 04.
Yeah, and then Denny was
down
talking
for the
about it on
series
his show
for
that they were
NASCAR
rookies
in
in
04.
06 together.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So yeah, 18 years, give or take.
In Cup, I mean, obviously he had Xfinity.
He ran back-to-back seasons with Chance 2 in the Xfinity Series, won back-to-back championships.
Yeah, 13
Moved up the
Xfinity
Cup.
wins, 34 Cup wins, 2017 champion, one truck win at Bristol Dirt. What was it, 21?
Oh yeah, that's right. He got the first one, right?
Countless accolades. He was in
that
the
was in
final
like a Zaxby's scheme or
Yeah,
something.
Something
wasn't it?
weird.
Final Four like 5 times. So, in my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No question, a Hall of
I've
Famer.
I've said it before. A championship and you're in. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
That is bare minimum in the Hall of Fame.
So super sad to see that Martin Truex will be retiring, but I think he's ready.
So they brought it up on the teardown, and I didn't even think about this. That the reason they were able to announce it, they've dragged this on the last couple years till way late in the season
Yeah.
Pretty much like February 10th. They're
Yeah.
like, all right, he'll come back.
with all the available drivers now with the Stewart Haas decision. That kind of made it easier.
Yeah.
Because now Gibbs is like, we got a fucking crop of guys we can pick from.
Yeah.
As well as the guys we have in Xfinity and the lower tier guys, but we also have 4 guys with Cup experience already that are looking for homes.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving and shaking happening right now, so like we need to know so we could start
Exactly.
pursuing, if
Yeah.
you will.
And he said, that was the one line that stuck to me. He said, I will be retiring from full time. So that opens the door for some Xfinity races, he said. I don't know if you heard Denny's comments that he told Truex
Yeah.
that he's like, if you want to come run any race, I got a car. I'll have a 2311 car ready for you.
Yeah, he said for the 500
He
to
said
have a
for the
car ready
500,
for
Start
him.
on the
yeah.
500 car tomorrow or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
So
which is awesome to hear, and obviously everyone loves Martin Truex. I mean, I don't think he's done too many people wrong.
no.
No,
in all
they
those
said
years.
that on DBC. They're like, can you think of an altercation he's ever had?
He got mad at Joey Logano
That's the
and
one
promised to
thing
pay
they
him back,
pointed
and he
out.
never did.
It's like
I hope he pays him back at some point.
That's
this
like
year.
the one time he's ever said anything out loud. Never mind doing something like retaliating on track. Like we saw him and Chastain at Dover
Yes.
Yeah.
this year or last year.
No, that was last year.
playing bumper cars a little bit, but he's never one to wreck somebody. He's never one to confront somebody out of the car. He's always
He did get angry earlier this year and like hit Denny too. Remember that
Yeah,
that
he-
one day he lost his mind?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
but he's always been like.
But then
for
he was
the
fine
most
5
part,
seconds later.
A class act. Like you
100%.
think of people like Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, like Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano. All these guys, they're great race car drivers, but they get into beefs off track.
Everyone
and
has
on track.
had their villain phase
Yeah,
except Martin Truex.
yeah. His
Like
villain
Harvick,
phase
villain.
was being attached to Mike Waltrip Racing during
Yes.
Spingate,
During,
Yeah,
the,
it was not
during
even
the
his
shit
fault.
show, yeah.
which was just he was part of the team when that happened.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing that you can. That's the biggest blemish.
He
in
got
his
caught
career.
up in that web of bullshit and then had to like move on from it.
Yeah.
You know?
But everyone had their dark days, if you will. You got Harvick was a jerk for a while. Denny's doing it kind of now. Chastain was like fuck the world tour.
Denny's always kind of been on that arc.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean Junior
Kyle
had
Busch
his
has always been on that arc.
the backwards hat badass time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, everyone had it and Martin really never did. He's a great guy.
I'm
Sad to
loving-
see him leave.
I immediately went back and watched all the 2017 celebration stuff
Yeah.
because I've been a fan of Martin since 03-04. Like I was a huge Junior fan in the early 2000s. As soon as he picked up Truex and started his team, he built his Xfinity team for Truex.
Right.
What Junior Motorsports is today started as Chance 2, which was started for Martin Truex.
Yep.
Junior goes, obviously his dad had already passed away a couple years before. He goes, I want to start my own Xfinity team, Busch team at the time. He freaking grabbed Martin, moved Martin into his own house. He goes, I'm going to start a team, and that's my driver. No idea how to do it. Martin's living in his guest room in his double wide that he lived in. Like, it's just like the beginning of everything of Junior's post like retirement legacy started with Martin.
Yeah.
All the Junior Motorsports stuff.
A lot of our younger fans don't know
Martin-
any of this.
yeah.
Slightly, I'm sure, in some way or another, had something to do with Josh Berry because they all raced online together. So the late model program, Martin had a hand in that just because of where he and Junior were at the time. So it's like Martin has huge, like he's had his hand in a lot of pots in NASCAR. So
Yeah.
it's super cool. It's unfortunate that, I know it's hot in here. It's unfortunate that he goes, well, JGR has an Xfinity team.
Yeah.
And you got to know there's some sort of deal that he's working out. I'll come race Xfinity cars if Ryan can race a couple Xfinity cars because that's kind of always been his thing.
Yeah.
Is helping out his brother. But it just sucks. It's like, all right, Truex is retiring. Go race for Junior. Like, do that right now.
Yeah.
Junior, guess what? Just got the 8 back. Put Truex in that 8 next year or put him in the 81 next year with the old 81 font. Like, I need that in my life.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I need them to both show up to Bristol in an 8 and an 81 matching Chance 2 throwback schemes and them race together one more time. Like, that's what I need.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So, sad to see, but we will see the sunset of Martin Truex's full-time career, but we're probably not going to have to wait too long to see him again, for sure.
Well, that's the thing is they need to sign him to something. They need to guarantee he's going to have Xfinity rides, guarantee he's going to have a couple cup rides or truck rides or whatever. Because the second he doesn't have a piece of paper in front of him, he's gone and you're not seeing him again.
Yeah, I
He
feel like he's
will
the type.
Well, and that's
Be
what
on him and Dale Jr.'s property in fucking Illinois or whatever the
they
hell.
have. They have hunting camp up in like fucking Montana.
Yeah,
or some shit.
somewhere out
Yeah.
in the sticks. He will be there and you will never see him again.
Yeah.
That's what Gluck and Bianchi were saying, that they were fully expecting him to go like the Carl Edwards, the
Terry
Terry
Labonte,
Labonte. Like
yeah.
they just retire and poof, you'll see him for the Hall of Fame stuff, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
that's.
I
so when they
wonder
said
if that has a lot to do with Sherry being gone.
Maybe.
That he doesn't really have a family per se, that he's going to spend a ton of time doing family stuff.
potentially.
Obviously, I'm sure he's got other family members, but he's, not raising little ones or anything
Yeah.
like that. That's why we see a lot of like the crew chiefs step away because they got little kids and they're like, oh, I want to be
I
home
think-
more
I
often.
think Sherry has a lot to do with the fact that he's still racing.
Yeah.
To this point, because I think his original rumors of him retiring were due to Sherry
Yes.
and him wanting to step away from racing to spend more time with her. And I think she seemingly pushed him away from that.
Yeah.
As they broke up and stuff before she passed, it seems like she was like, hey, do your thing. Like, don't let me slow you down, is what I kind of took from that. Being as clean of a break and how they still said nice things about each other. So I think, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why he stuck around,
Could be, yeah.
because that was one of the reasons why he would want to step aside. I mean, Dale Jr., if Dale Jr. wasn't married, guess what? He'd still be racing.
I doubt that with his head
I don't-
injuries. I
he
highly
He wouldn't
doubt
have
that.
somebody smarter than him in his ear telling him you don't need to race.
I think he would have, because he's talked about it. I mean, obviously the head injuries was one thing, but the main reason he retired because of the head injuries is because he didn't want him to get worse. And he's like, I want to be able to remember my daughters when they're little. Like when they're older, I want to be able to remember them little. So same timeline, he still gets head injuries and stuff. But if he's single, he might be fuck it and maybe not still running, but
right. He doesn't necessarily.
He would have been a lot
see-
more reckless.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't see the
yeah.
consequences.
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
he'd be running a Talladega right now. Like that's what everyone wants to see. Everyone would love to see him get in a Talladega race because he was so good at it. He never will because he probably doesn't want to because of his head. But also Amy's probably like, "You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not."
Well, it was the same thing when Darrell Waltrip came back and ran a couple races. His wife said, "Yeah, nothing more than a mile."
Yeah, that's why all junior races is Bristol, Martinsville. I think
Richmond.
Homestead was the biggest one he did. He did Homestead. He did Darlington. You know what I mean? He races all these.
I'm sure Homestead was a fight, but his reasoning was like, "Amy, we're so close to the wall. It's like if I crash, it's not gonna be that big of a deal." But that was probably the one
point.
way he got into racing at Homestead,
yeah,
because
probably.
I'm sure
It's
that's
a good debate.
That's a bigger track than he had planned on running.
Yeah.
But Junior sitting in the booth watching Larson, Reddick, and these guys just running the fence for the past 5-6 years. Junior's like, fuck, I want to do that again. I want to run the fence some more.
Looks like so much fun. So sorry to see him go, but happy for him, I would say. And
I'm absolutely loving all the Truex stories that are coming out right now.
oh yeah.
Like
Ed-
TJ Majors shared a couple on DBC. That was like, hell yeah. Because obviously he was there. He was Junior's spotter back when Junior found Martin. So like they all came up together. So it's cool to hear a lot of these stories behind the scenes. Like I've been a fan of Martin for years. I remember an Xfinity race back in like 2008 or something like that. And that's when the drivers could talk to each other. And Junior hits Martin up on the radio. They're racing an Xfinity race together and goes, Talladega BR. To anybody else in the world, no idea what that means.
Yep.
To people that played NR 2003, you know that Talladega BR was a version of Talladega that they set it up so you can run the Highline. No one else does that. That Highline wasn't a thing back then. And he just goes Talladega BR, and they were the two leaders. They brought the entire pack up to the wall, and they dragged the pack around the wall for 30 laps.
That's awesome.
And it was just like, all he had to say was Talladega BR, and they both sim racers went, okay, I know what that means.
That's
It's
cool.
a fun setup that people created for NR 2003 that it just brings the preferred line of Talladega up to the outside rather than on the inside.
Yeah.
And I was just, I remember hearing that they played the radio and the broadcasters were like, what does that mean? We know we're at Talladega. Like, what does this code mean? And like me, Ricky Harden, and like the 18 other people that knew that reference went, oh, fuck, they're about to go high. This is going to be cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
John B brings up a really good point, though. Most of Junior's Cars Tours races are at a track on a backstretch fence. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
Fair play. Yeah. I know since we're still on the Truex stuff, I have not listened. I know you said you listened to some of DBC. I don't know if you got through all of it. It's blowing up like wildfire that they said on DBC an announcement in regards to Chase Briscoe to the 19 is expected to come in the next week or so. Reports are that JGR did not want to start a rebuild.
Rebuild? What do you mean by a rebuild?
Like bringing
Starting
in
with a new driver,
fresh,
or like
a
a
rookie,
yeah,
bringing in a
rookie.
rookie. They want to bring in somebody who's won
At
races.
least slightly established.
One A race.
Yes, he won a
There's
race.
no S on that race,
You're
so
right.
yeah.
I forgot. I get him in the. Who was the other one that won? Was it who won Kentucky that one time? Was that Custer?
Custer,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get that because like, wasn't it in a Haas car?
Yeah.
It was in a
the
Haas
that was
sponsored
the
car.
sole win on the 41 car.
Yeah. So that's what they were saying on the teardown today too. That Briscoe's the best option because he is an established. He's got what 4 years, 3 years,
4?
3 or 4 years experience. He's run
I
up.
mean, he was in the Gen 6.
Yeah. So he's run up front. He's
He
won a
was,
race.
his rookie year was the first year we went to Indy
Yeah.
Road.
So
That-
would you rather?
That must have been 2020, 2021 then.
Yeah,
20
I think this is his third full year.
No, that would have been. You're right. That would have been
I
21.
think 2020.
No, 21 because the first Indy road course year was the shit show year, and we had a show about it. So that
Yeah,
was 21.
2020 was the COVID year, and that's when he went on a tear.
Yes,
Xfinity, right?
yes. But
Yeah.
I think that's their
Yeah.
best. I mean, you think about you're going to start. Yes, may like a guy like Corey Heim or somebody be faster? Absolutely, but you got to start from scratch.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what also comes with Chase Briscoe?
Mahindra.
And maybe.
Well,
You know what
Seems like
definitely
Mahindra.
comes with him? Mr. Rodney.
with Briscoe,
Yeah, you got your crew
you
chief
got your crew
screwed up
chiefs
there,
mixed
big
up.
guy.
Rodney's with Barry.
Oh, Jesus. I'm backwards. Sorry.
Who brought this guy, huh?
I have Barry in my head.
The one thing with this, if this actually becomes official, is this is a slap in the face to Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, Ryan Truex, who else is over at JGR? Creed.
Yep.
All these Toyota. We've talked about this
Who's
for
his crew
years.
chief? Is it Klossmeyer?
Glossmeyer, I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
sounds right.
I'm
Yeah, because
hurting my brain
Blick
with this.
is Gragson's. We've talked about this for years with Toyota. Toyota is the biggest manufacturer when it comes to developing young talent,
Mhm.
and there's never anywhere for them to go. Finally, a premier Toyota team opens up. They steal a guy from Ford.
Yeah.
Look at
Which one
Toyota's
of them
in-
are ready, though? Who's ready?
I don't think any of them are ready for the 19. I thought the logical move was take John Hunter, and given we've seen how bad of a year he's had, but legacy is a shit show. I thought the logical move would be them to take John Hunter, put him in the 19, and take Heim, Chandler Smith, one of their Toyota guys, and put them in the 42. I thought that was going to be what
At
would
least for a
actually happen.
bridge year. Yeah.
Because John Hunter, when he restarted his career, he was backed by JGR.
Mm-hmm.
He raced a KBM truck, but as soon as he got to Xfinity, he was in JGR cars. Every time he goes to Xfinity now, he's in a JGR car. JGR likes John Hunter. I assumed, obviously, Eric Jones would be the more logical out of the two of those, but I don't think Eric Jones wants to move again. Plus, he kind of got shit canned from JGR to begin with.
Yeah.
So I don't think Eric Jones would go. I just thought John Hunter, he has a couple years under his belt. He's proven that he can win anything he's in. I thought John Hunter to the 19 made the most sense, and then you bring up a Corey Heim, put them in the 42 as a development car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I don't think John Hunter has shown even signs of grace for them to even take
Legacy
that risk.
is such a shit show. I mean, look,
I know.
Look at Noah.
But I mean,
Legacy
look
is
at
such a
what
shit team.
John Hunter has not set the world on fire in the Xfinity rides during this year either.
I mean, every one he's in, he should win.
But he's not.
And
He hasn't.
He gets into trouble.
Yeah, he's
But
been
he's
he's
just-
been in more trouble than he has not been
I
in
just
trouble.
didn't expect them to poach a driver from another manufacturer.
No,
I agree with you
I-
wholeheartedly.
Same.
In my head, I was like, well, Noah makes a lot of sense because the Bass Pro thing, like
Yep.
Bass Pro's a big deal, and Johnny Morris obviously loves Martin. He was
at his damn
he was-
retirement.
Yeah, he was
announcement.
there. He got up on stage with him. He's giving him a hug. I was borderline
Johnny
crying.
Morris being there was a Truex retirement from NASCAR and a Johnny Morris retirement from JGR. That was two announcements in one, like in my opinion. I think that was Johnny Morris going like, I'm here for him. I'm not here for coach.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
I think
I got that
I
vibe
think
too.
he was I mean, obviously Johnny Morris has been with Truex since 04.
And I like that you said that because I was going to bring it up that I think Coach basically begging Martin to stay around as an ambassador and there's an Xfinity car is to keep Johnny Morris at a close.
within,
close
within
distance.
arm's
Well,
reach.
look at Joe Gibbs, his track history. The second any one of his drivers starts to get sponsorship trouble, they're kicked to the curb. Kyle Busch.
yeah.
Boom, you're done. You lost Mars, you're done.
Yeah.
Eric Jones, oh, you're losing some sponsors, you're out. All our team sponsors are going to stay, but you're out.
Who did Jones lose? I thought they just kicked him to the curb. I don't think he had anything that
Suarez with Eris, although Eris.
I'm still on the
followed
last
him.
one. What did Jones lose?
I'm trying to think of who Jones
I don't think
had.
Jones lost it because
'Cause
Jones
I
was
think
always
Bell
in,
just
Jones was
took-
Craftsman, I think.
yeah, but
Before
Bell's
they went back to DeWalt.
but Bell has been DeWalt and Craftsman and
Yeah,
all
but he brought
Ream.
Ream.
Ream
because I don't think Ream was Cup before Bell.
without
Because Ream was only on the 4.
Yeah.
Right, because Ream followed him from Levine family. They sponsored him when he was in the 95.
But either way, you're right.
But right, it's Coachy he's all about money.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
right now, it seems like he's also taking a lot of word from Ty, and it's like the list of drivers Ty hasn't had a run in is short.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
And
mean,
you think-
even if
you
you have to
think-
go back to the ARCA stuff, like wasn't him and Heim got into it in ARCA? I thought
Yep.
I heard.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I mean, he's been beefing with Sam Mayer for years. Obviously, him and Noah have a history because
Yep.
they were racing for a championship. Now he's bumping in everybody in the Cup Series, so he has a history with a lot of guys that he's got to be in his grandfather's ear, like, oh yeah, like that's not going to be a good hire.
Yeah, like don't
That's
hire
not gonna be a
Noah.
hire.
Yeah. And frankly, he has a right to do that because he's actually running really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a sophomore in the Cup Series, I mean, has he won yet? No. Has he impressed, I think, everybody?
He's
yes.
the highest current car locked in on points. I mean, he's running very well.
Yeah.
Or not locked in, but the highest
Without a
current
win.
car without a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a phenomenal season, but it's just, I'm
I don't think that's
shocked.
true.
I'm pretty positive he's the highest one.
No, I don't
I
think
thought
so.
he was too.
Or Truex? Is Truex above
Oh,
him?
Truex might be.
Truex might be right in front
Yeah.
of him.
True.
But it was like 8th and 9th, or now it's
9th and 10th.
9th and 10th.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He dropped. I think Ty had a bad week last week, or was it?
He didn't
this
do
week?
much. He didn't do much this week. He had a bad
Yeah,
week.
he
this
had
week
he
too.
lost a bunch of points one of the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, he wrecked last week. Remember, he caught the inside wall and then wrecked the car and was out early.
Yeah, he lost a lot of points at Sonoma.
Truex and Chastain are above him.
Yeah, he was before Sonoma then,
Yep.
Yeah,
because Chastain gained like 3 spots the past couple weeks because I think he passed Bowman too.
Truex is 122 to the good, Chastain 71, Gibbs 70, Bowman 66.
Yep.
Yeah, but either way, I mean,
But he was, I think he was above both of those guys 2 weeks ago.
probably yeah. I mean, he was out early and was dead last in Sonoma. That killed him.
Yeah,
No, Danny was dead last in Sonoma.
that's true.
Yep, that's fair.
He was second last.
Right there with him.
And there were what,
Um,
2 extra cars?
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. The Briscoe to JGR thing, not something I would have seen. Because
No.
we were talking about the Wood Brothers thing, and he does all the Ford development driver crap and like, you know, the Mustang challenge crap and like everything Ford related. He's had a Ford badge tattooed on his forehead for the last 10 years.
And he's when it seems like he's unsponsored, he's actually sponsored by Ford.
Yeah. I can't believe Ford lets him go.
90% of his Xfinity races in the 98 were Ford Motorsports sponsored.
But I also,
Yeah.
I don't think he ever ran a Haas car in the Xfinity series. I think it was, if it wasn't High Point, it was Ford.
but out of, but you know what though? The thing is, like, that does, the Briscoe to the 19 does like make sense. But then you read the rest of their, I mean, they're like acting like us right now, throwing shit at the wall. DBC, that is.
Yeah, but they're saying it with such
Briscoe.
confidence. Like,
So this is,
they're like, this guy to this car, we'll hear an
so
announcement
this
soon.
is bullet points. Briscoe to the 19, Haley to the 21,
Justin Haley.
Justin Haley.
I like that.
Priest back to Xfinity, which I
expected.
They said he doesn't seem like he's going to find anywhere he's got a hope for a good Xfinity ride. They don't know he's going to
Okay.
Xfinity. They're just saying that's probably his best bet.
Barry and Custer to front row.
Don't love it.
Noah to RCR with a
Hate
third,
it.
with a third charter.
I don't think
say
they can
that-
afford it.
That's
But
so that yeah.
Brett was dropping bombs left and right about 2311 buying a third charter. So I could see,
Yeah, because then it's then,
I could see, but also like fingers crossed, Noah ends up there.
yeah, that's the next bullet is that 2311 getting a third charter, don't have a name, but if it's Toyota pulling from pipeline, probably them.
I do not think
I want Noah to-
RCR is
we've
buying a
talked-
third charter.
I
I don't think they
agree.
can afford it.
I agree with you. I don't think they will.
I also don't think Denny's buying a $30 million charter to bring up a truck guy. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He would buy a $30 million charter if Riley Herbst's dad pays for half of it.
Right. Or he'd buy a $30 million charter if he knew Bass Pro Shop was coming with a shit ton of money with Noah Gragson.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if Johnny Morris, obviously, he's going to be backing out and saving a couple bucks on the 19 because he's not going to just jump on Briscoe's, no chance. He loves Noah.
No,
We've-
they said on DBC that Johnny Morris pretty much has already said that he's putting a lot of chips behind Noah Gragson now.
As he should.
Like they're going heavy on the Noah
Yeah,
train.
so he's
So-
gone from having 2 first loves with he loved Truex, so you can see he was with him since 04. You get rid of that, but now you have a young guy that you also relate to and associate with. Like Noah's kind of like a, not in the same sense like how he acts, but he like does a lot of the outdoors stuff. Like he lives the lifestyle that Bass Pro wants to be associated with.
He does now.
Yeah, well, Bass Pro, like,
I don't even think it's like Truex fits the mold for Bass Pro.
yes,
The Dillon family, Richard Childress fit the mold for Bass Pro.
yes,
They're all outdoorsmen. Noah, I just think Johnny Morris goes, I fucking love this kid.
you're probably
Yeah.
Like, this is the grandson that I don't need to go hunting with, but I enjoy every second
We're gonna
I
go have a
spend
beer
with him somewhere else.
then he's gonna
Yeah, but I feel like Noah has adopted that lifestyle
Yes.
and really enjoys it.
Yes.
He's from Las Vegas. He's not a hunter or a fisherman.
Yeah.
Unless he's hunting in the desert, which he definitely didn't because he
Yeah.
was probably just drunk on the strip.
Yeah.
No, he was in
Oh, yes.
jazz band with Riley Herbst.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of ties in a lot of different directions. So we're just going to kind of have to wait and see. But like
The chips are they're not just falling, they're all over the fucking place right now.
because I mean, originally it was Briscoe to the 21. That's a lock. And now it's saying Briscoe to the 19. That's a lock. It's like, is it a lock if there's like 15 different freaking options?
And Haley to the 21, like, makes sense, but Haley
But they
went
were
to
just
Rick
talking
Ware.
about rebuilding.
They were just talking
I
to Rick
thought
Ware.
he signed a multi-year deal.
I thought so
with-
too.
same.
But we also thought that Chase Briscoe was under a multi-year deal, and then we come to find out it was like a year and a half with an option.
And I feel like contracts in NASCAR are all made
They don't
up.
mean
The
shit anyway.
rules are made up and they don't matter.
Yeah,
but
because
Ford-
Reddick got bought out a year early.
Yeah.
Ford could also play a lot to do with
True.
Haley. Like Ford could go, hey, Rick Ware, we'll help you out getting out of your contract with him if you allow us to move him here. To pretty much Ford's main team, you got to think, because they're sponsored
Associated
by
with Penske, too.
This is our biggest face car. Like when we
Yeah.
talk about Ford Racing, we put this car everywhere because it says Ford Racing all over.
And you never see it.
Right.
Yep.
So I think that's a great fit for Haley. I love Justin Haley. I have for years.
Yeah, I love that for him. I hate it for Rick,
Rick
Ware.
Ware,
And
because
we've
they've been
seen-
showing speed, and with this new RFK alliance, and I mean, so he
Look
had,
at Justin Haley this season. It's
That's what I mean.
unbelievable.
So Haley had what did he finish 13th last night? Didn't they say he had a top 10 last week too? He's had like a couple top 10s in the last couple weeks, which is out of a Rick Ware car.
Is insane.
Which
I don't think
back
He's
up-
in the
back up to-
conversation every week.
Back up to 2 years ago, Rick Ware cars were the first ones getting lapped 20 laps into the race, and now you're talking about them getting top 10s.
Is anyone surprised when they see Justin Haley
No,
up there now?
no, I'm not.
That's the best
they
part.
need to have 2 full-time drivers next year, though.
Yes.
This is the same thing we talked about with Spire a couple years ago. With Spire had 2 cars, but one was a bouncing driver every week.
Gateway 19.
You're not
ninth. Sorry.
you're
Yeah.
not getting consistent answers about that 77 car
Yep.
because there's 18 different people driving it. Rick Ware's dealing with that right now with the 15. Oh, we're going to put Cody in, we're going to put Kaz in, we're going to put Riley in. They're bouncing a bunch of drivers around. They're not getting consistent answers. Rick Ware, the best thing they could do right now, even if it is hiring somebody they don't want to, is putting 2 full-time guys in those cars to get information off of.
Yeah.
You're getting help from RFK, now get help from each other. And if Ford can somehow, I'm assuming Ford would have to help with this. If Ford can talk Rick Ware out of letting Justin Haley go, they're going to have to talk them into, hey, we'll help you get 2 guys in these cars. Hey, Riley Herbst is coming with a bunch of money. Put him in the 15 full-time. And then we'll get you Ryan Preece, or we'll get you Josh Berry, or we'll get you Noah Gragson. Whoever else Ford is attached to can throw somebody in that other car.
Yeah, that's a good point. Justin Haley, I'm just pulling up the season.
He's not good in points, but they got a huge penalty at one point.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Atlanta, top 20. Bristol, top 20. Kansas, top 20. Darlington, top 10. Gateway, top 10. Iowa, 13th, top 15. So those are some pretty strong performances
in the
out of a Rick
first
Ware car.
half of a year with that team.
Yeah.
And like I would be very happy for him to move to the 21, but I'd be bummed because they were talking about building around this kid.
Yeah.
And he's doing exactly what they wanted to do with him and proving everybody wrong that said otherwise. I would just hate to see the momentum that they're making. I would hate to see that fall apart. Yeah. I would love it for him because he gets a better opportunity, but I would hate it for them because they're finally not like, you might lose your charter, you know? So we'll see. I don't know. A lot of chips still need to fall. What do you want to see?
Justin Haley, I'm okay with him staying at either Rick Ware or going to the 21 because the 21 has never shied away from allowing drivers to have personalities. We know the scheme's never going to change. But when Ryan Blaney was there, they let Ryan Blaney be Ryan Blaney.
That was mullet Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
When Paul Menard was there, when Matt DiBenedetto was there, they allowed their drivers to shine. I think it's just Harrison Burton
Doesn't have a
has no
personality.
shine quality about him, so it's
Right.
he's not really doing much over there. But it's like racing for Penske, but also being able to have some personality. And Justin Haley, we've seen, has plenty of personality to go around.
Yeah.
Honestly, my dream scenario, I joked about it this week, was Justin Haley 51, AJ Allmendinger 15.
No, he won't do it.
No, but
He's
mean,
not having a good
they're
time.
still really tight. Did you see they took
The
their
Father's
Father's
Day
Day
picture,
photo?
Yeah.
They stood next to each other in the class photo for Iowa, and they were both cracking each other up in every single picture. So they're obviously still really close. Colleague is just imploding.
Yeah.
So I'm like, honestly, like, bring fucking AJ over to Rick Ware, dude. Let them start over together.
and just do it with each other.
I've been saying it since the beginning. Out of all the free agencies right now, I would love to see Barry and Noah go to front row.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since the SHR thing broke.
Barry, Noah, and Gilliland at front row. That's a good
I
team.
would love that team.
I'm still not giving up on the fact that I think front row is going to buy another charter. I think front row is going to 4 cars. I think they instantly announced 1 extra charter, but I think they're going to get 4.
Depends on the negotiations.
I think I'm saying this as a fan of him, but also he was the number 1 talks as soon as the announcements of front row changing up their moves. But I think Cole Custer's still a smart grab.
Yeah.
Wherever he ends up, if he ends up at Rick Ware, if he ends up at front row, if he ends up in the fucking 21 car. Like, I think Cole Custer is honestly right now a smarter pickup than Ryan Preece in the Cup Series. But I think he's solidified over there because he's coming with money.
Yeah.
Because he is Haas, from all the rumors we heard, is staying with him as a full-time sponsor. And there was a rumor, did you guys hear this, that they were talking about Joe Custer and Haas starting a 1-car team next year?
Yes.
Like keeping 1 charter and just running a Cup team out of that Xfinity garage?
I did hear that.
Insane. I hope to God that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that'd be.
Because I just don't see that being good.
No.
But that just shows like how much money is coming with him.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him at front row because I do like the trajectory front row is going.
Yep.
But I hope to God that Noah ends up anywhere but RCR. I'll take him at Rick Ware Racing.
That's
over RCR.
that's all I care about. I don't want him anywhere near RCR. If he's at 2311, if he's at front row, if he's at Rick Ware, if he's he ain't going to go to Joe Gibbs because of Ty Gibbs, so we don't have to worry about that. But
I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but we definitely talked about this in the Discord.
No, we talked about it on the show. We went off a couple weeks ago about how if he goes to RCR, it's going to ruin him.
He's going to
because
regress.
He's been on such an upward trajectory in terms of attitude and all. He's still himself, but he seems more focused.
Grown up.
He's grown up.
I don't think there's anything behind the rumor other than the fact that there's just a Bass Pro Alliance.
Yes.
Connection.
Yeah.
I don't think RCR
think,
can afford to buy a charter.
I don't think so either.
Even going to do that, but even still, like,
excuse you.
think of the implosion in that
that thing's
team
doing
if
that.
he buys a 3rd charter and he doesn't bring up Austin Hill.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
that would
Yeah,
be
I didn't even think of
a
that.
fucking disaster inside of that organization. if
it's
Austin
already
Hill
a
doesn't get
disaster
moved
inside
up.
that organization.
But Johnny Morris has proven for 20 plus years,
High topics.
probably longer, that he is willing to sponsor cars on 2 different teams.
Hold on. Hey, Topics, thanks for cleaning up your mic mess this week. Last 2 weeks, I've had to unplug and replug in mics and shit over here. It was nice to not have to do that this week.
But I think you're pretty.
Also, John, are you deaf? Because Kyle blows his eardrums out every time he gets on the...
It's one of the two of you, and I'm pretty sure it's John that's deaf. From all that,
It's your
from all that
seat.
screaming.
That's where John sits.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he said.
just depends on who's there the day, if it's them on a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever.
Well, they're always usually Thursday, so
Well,
they're
it
usually
depends
the
if
last
the club's
ones.
going up on a Tuesday, dude. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, we could talk rumors for years.
Yeah.
Kyle, do you have
Oh, how
like
about-
an
did you-
ideal driver position? Like what team other than you said the front row, Barry Gregson, right? That was your.
no, Dan said that, and I do agree with that.
I just think that'd be a fun team to root for. A bunch of young guys that have a shit ton of talent on a team that's on the upward swing.
I'm excited for anywhere Barry ends up.
Same.
I can strongly see Barry and Rodney this time going
Got
to
it
the
right this time.
21
Yep. I could see
because
that.
Ford's
They're not going to want to lose Rodney.
already hemorrhaging, so like they don't
Right.
want to lose Rodney to the
That's
competition.
more of a Rodney grab than a Barry. Obviously, they have no money invested in Barry.
Kyle,
Yeah,
we have to
I
hide
mean,
it. We have to
maybe-
hide the beer.
Oh yeah. Oh geez. Well, we didn't buy any, so they can't drink any of the
There's
ones that
only
we
like
bought. We
6
didn't buy.
left, I think.
Ford has maybe like $2 million invested in Josh, if that. Like, so obviously, like Josh isn't super in bed with Ford, but Rodney is if you can keep him on the box, you spend whatever
If you
money
keep
can.
him under the Ford banner, you have
Yeah.
to. If you have a chance,
I think a good fit is Rodney and Barry going to the 21 because they are a Penske satellite, but they kind of like work on their own. And if there's anyone that could do that, it's Rodney. And Barry is not like the super social guy that like needs to have teammates and stuff like that. I in my opinion,
I don't know if Rodney would be a clash or a really good fit with the old school Wood Brothers Racing.
I think he'd be a good fit
think he'd
because
be a
he's
good
still
fit.
like
so because of the late model.
he
stuff.
loves his late model stuff. He loves the
Yeah.
grassroots racing. Still does it for fun. He's got his own shop with Kevin. They do
Just
fun
imagine
shit
how
out of it.
cool running a late model would be out of Wood Brothers' garage.
I feel like if Rodney goes there, Rodney would basically just have free reign. And who do you want to give free reign to more than the guy that knows what he's doing?
Yeah, he's, top 3 best crew chiefs in the garage right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's anyone that can be a satellite and run the show well on their own, I would
Independently.
trust him
Yeah, absolutely.
more
Although,
than
like,
any of the other crew chief pairings.
Watching,
Do I
imagine
trust
this.
Barry as much yet? No, but the fact that
If it's
the
Barry,
strings are being pulled by Rodney, I trust it.
if it's the 21 next year, they announce it's Barry and Blickensderfer.
Nope, I'm out.
No, I don't think
But
Blake
Rod-
needs to stay in the Cup
But
Series.
no, what I'm saying is any other crew chief, if they say, "Oh, we picked up Josh Berry and from SHR, we're getting bleh,
the whole
throw a name
41
at the wall."
team.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, great, awesome. But if it's Rodney and Josh Berry, now we're talking a whole different story.
Yeah.
It's almost like giving them their own little playground.
According
Yes.
to DBC,
You're giving them a playroom.
SHR is getting picked apart right now by other teams.
Did you hear? Did you listen to the?
They're like other teams, and I think Brett was talking about it, are like big teams. Like, you got to think the biggest teams in the garage are going, yeah, we want him, her, them.
Did either of you listen to
that guy.
Teardown?
No.
Gluck said he was talking to Briscoe this weekend at Iowa, and I guess he's already had people in the shop coming up to him and like shaking his hand and being like, "Yeah, this is my last week here."
Yeah.
Like they are hemorrhaging people out of that
Yeah.
place.
And it's going to be really hard for them to get cars to the track for the rest of the year.
It's going to come to a head here soon.
Last
So-
other fun thing I would like to see is
Before that, I want to continue doing that. I want to expunge on that a
you
little
want to
bit.
do that some more?
You wanna do me some more?
Which
Yeah.
end? Which end we talking?
You
You
want
got 30 seconds?
You want the end of the out?
I think they're both ends, bud.
It's a one way.
That's what I'll tell you.
Traffic jam in the middle.
No, the picking it apart thing. Crap. Lost it.
They'll come back around. Don't worry. Where's the train man? Doot, doot.
Oh, when we were talking before I ripped your head off about the contract thing, people are under contract when they have an employment. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you're an employee, you signed a contract.
Yeah.
Can they hold people to that? Yeah.
Will they?
But is there anything behind it? Not
Exactly,
really.
yeah.
It's like you're under contract till the end of this year. Like, we need you to stay. Okay, sue me.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do about it? You're closing the doors at the end of this year. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
you.
Right, or there
And
might
Harvick
be,
said it really well on his podcast. He's like, people got to look out for themselves. You got to look out for your family. Like, you got kids to feed. Like, these guys aren't.
They're not waiting till
Guys and gals
November.
aren't drivers that make $10 million that they have sitting in the bank. Like, these people need to have a job.
They need to make sure that they're not going to wait until the end of the season, then start looking for a job.
So those seats might be full.
If they can go somewhere right now and know that they'll still have a job next year, I'm gone. See you
right,
later.
There might also be
I'd fight for it.
See you later.
loopholes. Like Bill is a suspension technician for SHR. In his contract, it says he cannot be a suspension technician for any other team.
Cool. I'll go be a tire
Yeah.
guy.
All right. I'm now the car manager. The what? I wrap cars.
I know.
Okay.
I now run the
I'm
gift
gonna go
shop.
to
Yeah.
JGR.
Yeah, I now
Like, you
run
know
the
what I
I run the gift shop in the JGR museum now. See you later.
What are you doing
Like,
with your own toolbox? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I got to put
just-
together the racks for the t-shirts.
Storage fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
This time of year,
it's not going to be good for them for the rest of
No.
the year.
This
And
time of year
shockingly, they're doing well.
Yeah.
that's the thing that's crazy. I mean, two of them are as usual. It's like two are good and two are bad.
I mean, Priest wasn't bad all day yesterday.
No.
He was high teens.
Was he? I didn't even
Pretty
really
much all day,
notice.
yeah.
I didn't even notice. To be fair.
And I really like that Morton scheme.
Yeah, he had another sponsor.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
He's had Morton's before, and I think I've pulled it apart for some
No, but I'm
reason.
saying this is what the second time this year he's had a non-Haas car.
I mean, this is the third or fourth time we've seen 4 sponsored cars.
Yeah. But this time of year, like, it's fun to talk about all this shit. But we could come in here tomorrow and we could be or next week and be completely wrong about
Aren't we
everything.
usually?
Yes. Like, did you hear the reporters trying to start the fire of talking to Kyle Busch? Oh, is there any chance you return to JGR or Hendrick?
I'm sure RCR is not thrilled with his
His
comments.
response was not that great.
He was
for
like,
RCR.
"Yeah, if Joe Gibbs wants me back, I'd go.
I'd even
If
go to
Hendrick wants me back, I'd go. I'd go anywhere but here."
No, he finished it with saying, I expect to be back here.
Yeah,
next
he's like, I
year.
expect to be back. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to making
But-
RCR great again, but
but-
RC is off the handle instantly. He's like, "I'd go back." What do you mean you'd go back? You're fired. Get out of here.
Kyle is the type to throw in the what he really means and then the PR. Look at last night when he. So what happened? Oh, a bunch of next gen parts broke. But in reality, you know what I mean? Like he kind of
Yeah.
he says
He
what he
stabs.
wants. He stabs and then he comes over with a towel and is like, I got
First they're sour, then they're
Once
sweet.
next gen parts broke, you hit the wall.
Yeah, you hit the wall, sir.
Yeah.
But my last other fun theory I was going to throw at you was Rodney and Barry to Rick Ware, and that's like the foundation for Rick Ware's team.
I like
I
that
wouldn't hate that.
because
Because
that's
honestly-
that's almost very similar to the 21. It's just giving Rodney control of two cars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
But
probably
on-
more.
Right now,
resources.
there is value in any team with charters.
Yeah.
Rick Ware Racing is worth as much as Spire. It's worth as much as Colleague. It's worth as much as Trackhouse because they have 2 charters.
Mhm.
So that team is worth it to invest.
To a point, because the
Resources.
the
and-
15 is.
Yeah.
Right, but you put Rodney in that, the 51's already proven that they have a pretty good solid setup going on right now.
Yeah.
Replace everything on the 15 with the 4 team.
I'm more talking value because that one's close to being threatened with repossession.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen before the new contract deal.
True.
If we ever get one.
Yeah, if we go.
In the new contract deal, there's going to be some sort of clause in there that's not going to be able to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Because they want to, the whole point of the teams is they want to make charters permanent.
Which won't
And
happen.
there's no way that team's getting their charter taken away if the charters become permanent.
I don't know if you have that in your news, but what a shit show last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not going to even bother with it until
Yeah.
we actually know.
Yeah, because Denny was kind of talking about it today, and it's just like, I guess he confirmed that they've gotten, the last week was the worst offer they've gotten. He was like, they're pulling back things that we've talked about, like that they were going to do, and now they're like, nope, never mind.
Yeah, now they're just, let's dance. That's where they're at.
That's exact. It's a power struggle now, and that's all that this is like Denny said, making the charters permanent doesn't cost you anything except for power, and NASCAR doesn't want to give up any kind of power.
Yeah, because then NASCAR answers to the teams.
Exactly.
If it's permanent, NASCAR answers to them.
Yeah.
If it is only semi-permanent and lines up with the media deal, NASCAR is still in control.
Yeah.
Which I understand they want to maintain control because they should, because it's their sport.
Yeah.
And that's how this is. It's not like every stick and ball sports where they have to bow down to the teams. So, and that's
problem
also
is
what
in-
makes the teams exponentially more valuable. You look at any stick and ball sports. If Robert Kraft turns around and sells the Patriots, it's what, $5 billion it's
Probably,
worth?
yeah.
You turn around and sell, Stuart Haas wholesales the whole thing. What's it worth? 100 million?
Couple
150 million?
Yeah.
If that.
Let's call it that. But there's an extra zero plus
Yep.
on a football team because you have now equity in the sport. Owning a charter, you don't own equity in the sport
Yeah.
per se.
And the biggest problem with that right
You
now
own a license.
is the teams aren't uniform.
Right.
It's you go to the NFL, you go to the MLB, when they have a strike, it's every team versus the sanctioning body.
Yeah.
In NASCAR right now, it's like, oh, well, 70% of the teams are
Well,
on
it
board.
sounds like most
the other
of-
ones just don't want to risk anything, so they're going to do
That's
whatever
the thing.
NASCAR
It
says.
sounds like
Yeah.
for a while now they've all been on board with each other, but there was that article that came out last week after the France comments that some of the smaller teams are starting to get a little antsy, and they're like, maybe we should, because they don't, Rick Ware doesn't have the power that Hendrick or Gibbs or RCR have, So some of the smaller teams might be starting to get a little antsy, like, hey, if this goes south, like we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, can we not do that? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you're in ridiculous negotiations and it's a struggle with power, what do you try to do? Pick it apart.
Yeah.
Like all 4 of the SHR charters, I'm willing to bet are spoken for. And the thing they were saying with that is Front Row announcing that they're buying one of the charters is Front Row saying, yeah, we're on board with however the charter deal works out.
Yeah.
Where 2311, RCR, Trackhouse, whoever is claiming the other 3 charters isn't saying a word because they don't want to announce that they're down for whatever the charter deal goes.
Yeah.
They're holding off on that announcement and that information because they want to play their hand to NASCAR still. Front
Exactly.
Row
Yep.
saying, yeah, we're buying another charter, says that Front Row is okay with however the charter negotiations go.
In NASCAR's eyes, they're like, all right, front row's on our team because
Yep.
they're clearly just going to stick around.
Yep.
But, I mean, what's 2311 going to do? Not show up after they just built a bazillion $1 million airspeed?
Yeah.
No. Like,
If no one else does, they won't.
yeah.
But the problem is, say Daytona. I mean, we talked about a strike a couple years ago, but say the teams show up to Daytona and Hendrick's going on a strike, JGR's going on strike, 2311's going on strike. Well, guess what? Spire, Colleague, JTG, they're all still going to show up.
Yeah, but you know how many of the fans were going to go nuts
Right.
because they have the star power.
Mm-hmm.
Can they still put on a entertaining product? Absolutely. But this is where we get into the debate of the stars of NASCAR and their value.
Yes.
the biggest stars in NASCAR, maybe aside from like Corey LaJoie, are all on those 3 teams.
And we saw a very small snippet last year of what happens when one of those stars isn't racing.
Yeah.
With I didn't believe it, but I'll be damned if I was wrong that the races Chase Elliott were not in were down in ratings, and the ones he was in were back to normal or up.
NASCAR needs
Imagine we show up to a race at some point, end of this year, early next year, whatever, and you're missing all of Joe Gibbs racing, all of Hendrick. Are you kidding me?
I would not go.
That's
yeah,
the thing.
just 2 teams.
I wouldn't go.
Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson don't show up. Hendrick Motorsports.
Yep.
Say all 4 of them don't show up. I think Justin Marks is kind of there for the insanity of it. I don't think Trackhouse shows up. You lose Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, and Ross Chastain, the 3 most popular drivers in the sport.
Three
There's
of them,
going to be
yeah.
14 people in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's all Ryan Blaney's family, apparently. But yeah, I mean, we were kind of on board with the whole strike thing last year.
It was a couple
or the
years
year
ago.
Before that, when there was talks of a strike going on, we were kind of like, let's see how fucking crazy this gets. But now it's like, I don't know if I want to see it.
Oh yeah.
I don't wanna see
I
it.
I
I
think
don't
want to see it
it's
at
going to
all.
be uglier now than it would have.
It's already
lived,
ugly.
I've lived through multiple NHL lockouts. I don't want it in NASCAR.
No, I don't want to see it at all. But we'll see where it goes. That was fun.
Yeah. We'll throw shit at the wall segment.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Which we'll be doing until for the foreseeable future because there's still a lot of shit to get
A
sorted out.
lot of answers that have not been made yet. So let's. Shall we hop into Iowa?
It's not much to hop into over there, but it's corn. A big hump with knobs. It's got the juice.
It's
It
got
had
the juice.
That was fun.
Can't
I
imagine
enjoyed
a
that.
more beautiful thing.
Look at it.
Corn.
All right, we had a doubleheader weekend at Iowa Speedway.
In the middle
Triple
of
header. There was a shit show ARCA race.
Yeah,
there,
that
too.
ARCA
yeah,
race
that's
was a shit
that's a
show.
good point too. Actually, we're not going to get into the ARCA race, but supposedly it was a great time, and what a turnout at Iowa for the weekend! Oh my God!
What did they say?
They
So-
almost sold out the ARCA race.
Yeah, so they said that the place sold out in minutes, and we had a guy in our Discord who was there. What's his name? Gibbsy in our Discord. He was there. He said that you had to put a deposit just to buy tickets, and those sold out in like 10
It
minutes.
sold out in 45 minutes, the entire track.
Yeah, insane. That place, like the campground. Did you see the campground around there? That place, that looked like the NASCAR I grew up with. That place.
Well, this track was founded 04. I think they initially broke ground on it, or they were talking about doing it. First race was in 06. From 06 until 2024, they've been waiting for a cup race.
Yeah, it's massive. And I mean, that place is in such a starved area for cup racing because there's nothing. I mean, I don't know generally. It's because I'm trying to think. I actually drove by that place when me and my dad went to Nebraska.
It's Des Moines. It's not that far from Chicago.
It's
I
not
don't
super
think.
far from Chicago because we drove by Chicago on the way there, and then we literally
Des Moines?
drove. Yeah,
It's
Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Duh,
Bears.
But then you had like Kansas, Kentucky, all those areas. Like you think, oh, it's in the Midwest, but then you look at it, it's like, oh, it's not actually that close. Like, so that's awesome for them, and they showed the fuck out. That place was mobbed, and this was the place that last year, or no, that was Worldwide. Was that Worldwide Technology that had the IndyCar race that blew up
No,
last
it
year?
was Iowa.
It was Iowa. So they show up. If they get something, they show the hell up, and it's awesome to see that. I'm just filling time here because Kyle left.
Did you guys listen to Corey LaJoie? His trackside
No, I didn't listen
little
to it.
thing. So he did like a 30-minute trackside live stacking pennies thing, and I listened to it on the way down. He had Rusty on. Obviously, Rusty designed this
Designed the
racetrack.
track, yeah.
He was, at the time, early 2000s, he was still hitting on all 8 cylinders. He was still pretty damn good at short track. So they went, hey, we want to build a successful short track. Let's call the best guy on short tracks, Rusty Wallace. And Rusty Wallace pretty much designed Richmond,
with banking.
but better.
Yeah, it's the better Richmond.
Like he went like, I don't like turns 1 and 2 at Richmond. Let's change those. I don't like the backstretch at Richmond. Let's change that. And they did everything he asked them to do. And the track does what Richmond does, but better.
I saw a tweet last night that's like Iowa just stole Richmond's lunch money.
It absolutely did.
Yeah, and they
Hands
was
down.
I think it put on fantastic racing all weekend, and we were all very worried about it. We were all very wrong.
I was scared because it wasn't just us looking at it. It was a lot of the drivers, guys that had done the tire test there, being like, Everyone's going to be running the new pavement, and what is, when you have a strip of new pavement, we're all thinking single lane. This car sucks if there's only one groove. Like, I was so down on this until the Friday practice, and I was like, wait a minute. We might have something here.
And even still,
Yeah.
it was a shit show.
It was a shit show, but that's kind of why I was like, all right, this might be entertaining, because what can save a boring
Right.
single lane race? Tire issues.
If the racing is bad, at least we'll have people blowing tires.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then it
We
ended
had a
up
lot of
being,
that.
It ended up being like the racing was great. The new pavement was big enough to run 2 wide.
Three
We even
wide.
saw some 3 wide too.
We saw a lot of 3 wide.
Yeah,
Oh, we saw some fucking potential 4 wide, and I was like, I kind of want to see how this plays
the
out.
bumps on the straightaways, like those things were wreaking havoc with everybody.
It was
like,
a
Did
handful.
you see, Ricky shared it on the Discord, a bunch of people were posting on Twitter. Did you see the fucking cracks in
the
this track?
gouges.
Yeah.
Dude, 3 inches wide, 4 inches deep. People were putting their fists
Yeah.
in the cracks on the pavement.
I've seen that video on the internet.
Yeah. They ate cereal out of it once.
Yeah.
Incognito mode, I hope.
No, right there, Good, Mr. FBI agent. You know what I watch. Yeah.
Stay right
You're
there.
into it too, you sick bastard.
Yeah, you like it too. But I had a train of thought. Oh, but those cars were, we talk about all the time that we want these cars to be hard to drive. How many cars did we see in the race last night get completely sideways off of 4?
All of them.
There were so many.
Dude, the Chase Elliott
one
sick.
was insane.
That looked so Richmond to me.
Yes, that looked like old high horsepower Richmond
When
when they
he
would.
came off the corner and just roasted the rear tires, I was just like, dude, this
Yeah.
06 Richmond right
Like
now.
Gen 4 and COT Richmond, they'd be sideways the whole way down the front stretch. And they were doing that last night. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's go. Like, we're back. And they were shifting early in the race, but minimal. And then by the end of the race, no one was shifting. You could pass people. Somebody fucked up. You could pass them.
Bro, there was no air blocking.
I didn't hear a thing about aero.
And first of all, NBC
Oh my God.
showed the fuck up. Dude, NBC was so
Dude, their hype video at the beginning of the Cup race, nasty.
That got me going.
Nasty.
But the one
I don't think I have a single complaint from the entire
there was the
broadcast.
one instance that you brought
Oh,
up.
they can
and
play
I
for the
thought-
weekend.
I thought the same thing during the Cup race. There was one instance that made me go, this is why they're better than Fox. Burton goes, let's watch let's watch Byron's car over the bumps compared to the 22 car. And the camera, boom, right to the 24 and the 22 and followed him for 5 fucking laps.
And you know what I really enjoyed that they did was like the triple
Oh,
screen
the battle
with this
screen?
Yeah, the
battle
battle
and
screen.
that battle and
Honestly,
this battle.
The pit cam was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I liked that they're doing this thing where they have the pit reporters embedded with a team or two for a stage, and you really get to see like how their day's
Yeah,
going.
like this week they followed the 20 car
And
who
the
wrecked
7.
in practice, so they were starting from the back.
Yep.
So it was like, okay, this is gonna be an exciting pit crew all day because they're coming from the back. They have to go to the front.
Yeah.
And then Corey, everyone likes Corey. He's a popular driver.
Everyone
but
except everyone in our Discord, apparently.
but
There's been a lot of
either
turning on
way,
him
it's,
lately. I don't like it.
I was like, this is almost like this is pushing them to be
Stay
kind of
the course.
crazy on pit calls because of the pit crew,
Yeah.
like the camera on the pit road. I'm like, they're gonna do some ballsy shit.
And
on
then you
pit
called
road
it the
today.
first pit stop. You're like, bet you Corey takes 2 because he's got a camera in his stall. Corey takes
Yeah.
2 on the first pit stop.
I'm like, they're gonna do some ballsy stuff to show off this pit crew. I bet.
And they did a great job.
So that was super cool. I don't think, obviously, Junior wasn't in the booth. We missed Junior in the booth, but I think they did a very good job with Rick Allen in there.
For me, the booth, yes, it was missing Junior, but it didn't feel like that big of a hole. Like, I didn't find myself going, man, I wish Junior made that call. Like, the booth still sounded good. It
Yeah.
wasn't like with a couple years ago when Fox was having the rotating booth and it was always just out of sorts, and
Yeah.
it still felt cohesive even though Junior was missing. It
and
still
especially for their
felt-
first one, too. There's always, cobwebs
Yeah,
to shake off,
yeah.
whatever. I think they did great.
I
well,
think they did
NBC, the best part about NBC is the chemistry.
Yes.
Is those 4 guys, Junior included, are inseparable all year round. I mean, Junior and Letarte,
They go on
talked about-
vacations
they-
together. And
As soon as Letarte became Junior's crew chief, he goes, I just found my best friend. And him and Letarte have been inseparable since 09, I think.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever Letarte jumped on the 88 car, Junior obviously has had a long-running relationship with Jeff Burton.
Yep.
Very, very fond of each other. They've been friends for 30 years. And then Rick Allen just seems like everyone just likes Rick Allen. He's just like, he's not a sports guy, but he's an everything else guy. So it's like,
Well, I know he's in he does
he's
like
carpentry and shit like that.
Well, and he plays like golf with Denny. I
Yeah.
seen that video the other day of he
Yeah.
was involved in that video of the golf course that they all apparently are part of or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like he just hangs out with everybody.
But I
Yeah.
think that's the benefit of that is that booth stays together throughout the year.
Yeah.
They have a 8-month hiatus, but they still remain in contact or chatting every day,
Wasn't
hanging
it-
out together.
Wasn't it or was that Jimmy? Maybe that was somebody was Weren't they all just like in Europe together? Like not that long
Junior,
ago?
like pretty much Hendrick 2008 lineup all went to
yeah.
fucking Italy and stuff
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just a couple quick bits we'll touch on. I enjoy the broad conversation more
Yes.
than going too in depth. But the Hy-Vee Perks 250.
I was mad I did not watch any of this race because I was dealing with the camper and getting it up to Loudon, but I heard
Yeah.
it
It was
was
a pretty good race.
Yeah, it was a pretty
bit of-
much of a banger.
bit of a barn burner.
Honestly, Cup race was better.
Rough day for colleague racing. Rough day.
Yeah.
Rough weekend. Let's give them the whole
Yeah,
weekend.
rough week. Good point. Yep,
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
SVG buries the car in practice, goes to a backup, and then buries the car in the race too.
Yeah.
So
Which
did not have a
sucks
good time.
because qualifying got rained out. So the crazy metric that they used to judge the starting order, SVG would have been outside front row. If
With-
He still got credit with the pole.
if he hadn't, was it the pole or was he starting second?
It should have been pole, right?
I thought it was outside because I think they
Oh,
go
maybe.
off of
It's all going to do with
last
the
week's
metric.
finish
It's
mixed with points.
No, it's last week's finish, something to do with points and fastest lap. So that's why sometimes, like, if they have to go metric, the previous week winner isn't on the pole. Because, like, if the guy in second, Bob's gone through it a bunch of times, it's got something to do with fastest lap, something to do with finishing spot, and there's something else too, but I can't think of it.
I
Kyle's
think it's points.
might be points or something. I don't know.
But either way, he would have been outside.
Outside against Austin Hill.
Yeah, he would have been outside front row.
Yep, correct.
And unfortunately, he went to a backup, so he had to go to the back.
Yeah.
But that would have just been like, obviously, he didn't get a handle on this track, but that would have been a huge advantage for him throughout the race because he would have been able to fade back to 11th, 12th, and just ride around all day and have
Yeah.
a good day.
Yeah.
But because he had to go to the back, he was with the squirrels.
With
Yep.
Squirrel.
Yep. Also, AJ Allmendinger buries the wall early in the first stage. That was a very hard hit.
Quote of the weekend.
Oh my God, hilarious.
So he gets out of the car. They're talking to him in the care center, and he talks about the submarine belt, the crotch belt. So for a 5-point harness, you got the 2 lap belts, you got the 2 shoulder belts, and then there's one that comes up the taint area to keep
I
you
was wondering wanted to know how you were going to
Yeah.
deliver that. I'm
So-
pretty happy how you did.
so you don't slide out of the belts. Well,
Yeah.
when you hit hard, I mean, that's going to pinch the twig and berries there. So he gets out and he's like, yeah, the crotch belt got me really good. I'll have to have my wife check that later. And
She retweets
it and goes, I got you, baby.
I love them.
It's fucking great.
I love her.
I just want to hang out with them.
Yeah, I want them to be my step parents. Like, they look fun.
And Caitlin and Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes, Caitlin and
Justin
Kyle, too.
Haley's so lucky, dude.
Yeah, he's got
He gets
the
them
coolest
as his
dad.
step parents.
Yeah.
Right?
But that
Awesome.
was the best. Not only the quote, but then the wife plays along on Twitter. I got you, babe.
Yeah, they've always been super fun together on Twitter and stuff like that. They're one of those that she's huge into social media.
Yes.
So anytime he does anything, she's right on top.
All right,
of it.
I get it. Yes, Carter Opley, twig. Okay, it's all wheels, no cannon.
Yeah. All taters, no meat.
Yeah.
But Chandler Smith took the first stage under caution after Jeb Burton brought out a caution, and then early in the second stage is when SVG had his issue. Got a little loose coming off of 1, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Did catch it.
Off of 2, 3 wide in the middle.
Yeah. Did catch it. Obviously goes up the track a little bit when he catches it. Gets into it with Blaine Perkins. Comes down a little bit. Kyle Weatherman nearly T-bones him, but takes basically the driver front wheel off the damn car and buries him. So that ended the SVG's day, unfortunately. We had some good fighting between Sam Mayer and Riley Herbst. Those two with pretty hefty battle.
Yep.
A lot of people losing tires. Jesse Love, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, Brennan Poole smoking like a psalm bitch.
Yeah. So these in the Xfinity series, they were overheating their tires and blistering them.
Yeah.
So we saw, for example, like Austin Hill blew a tire late in the race. He definitely hot spotted it, probably blistered it, which caused a flat spot. I'm assuming because you blister a tire and you lose a chunk of it, that's now a flat spot on the tire.
Yeah.
And so you blow that because he went into the turn and it seemed like you locked him up or like it just went straight. And that seems like you get a blister, blows the tire, and that's now a flat spot.
Yeah.
So that's different than the tire issues we were seeing in the Cup cars. The Cup cars were more like wearing from camber and stuff like that, where these guys were straight up melting them.
Yeah. Chandler Smith also took the second stage, but let's get to the end of the race with the overtime battle between Mr. Sam Mayer and Riley Herbst. Norm?
I watched it live. I don't know what they were mad about.
So, to paint the picture for folks, overtime restart, Sam Mayer against Riley Herbst. Sam Mayer ultimately comes out the victor. And after the checkered flag, Riley Herbst basically buries him in the driver rear and cuts his tire down. I didn't see anything in the overtime restart to merit that either, but come to find out after the fact, apparently it was from the earlier battles between the two of them.
And
he even confirmed that, I guess, post-race.
I don't doubt for a second with Sam Mayer.
Like I said, I didn't watch any of this race, but I saw Discord going off, and I saw them saying something about Mayer and Herbst, and I watched the replay on, like NBC posted it on Instagram of the restart, and I'm like, what's
he mad about?
I'm like, nothing happened.
Yeah, they were battling earlier, I want to say late second stage, and I guess he held a grudge until then.
Apparently.
So, but yeah, Sam Mayer ends up taking the checkered flag. And also, did you see his press conference?
I was just going to bring this up because I wanted to complain about it.
Yeah. So tell the people what happened.
So Sam Mayer gets, he wins the race. Obviously, he has his post-race media availability in the media center. And I didn't hear the question that set it off.
The question was basically like, with all these conversations about who's moving where in silly season, are you upset the fact that your name isn't thrown in the mix, basically?
And he basically is like, yeah, I'm pissed off about it. I'm pissed off that I never get these call-ups to race on Sunday, and that's my goal, is to race on Sunday. So yeah, I'm pissed off about it.
I feel like we've earned it or whatever.
I feel like we've earned, like, dude, you haven't earned shit.
You have a handful of wins in 3 years. It's not like,
yeah, he has. How old is he?
Like Chase Briscoe went like 2 years in a row, winning like 7 races a season before he got called.
He's really young. He's only got a couple years in Xfinity. He's got 4 wins. Like, dude, you got to earn your way up there.
I think this was his 6th,
or maybe
it's 20.
Yeah,
and just his response, in my opinion, is why you're not getting those calls, because you're not mature enough for it yet.
If he had come back with, I'm waiting for my time. If when they deem I'm ready, I'll go up. But, that's part of the point, the part of the process.
The way you should have handled that is, yeah, I wish I was in these conversations, but I'm going to, prove my worth until I am in those conversations.
Yes, that's
not, it pisses me off. I think we've earned it. No, you haven't. You haven't.
It's a very cocky response from someone who shouldn't be that cocky.
And I'm willing to bet a lot of his frustration is, I think this kid grew up racing with Ty Gibbs. Every step of the ladder, they've come up together.
Yeah.
Now he sees Ty Gibbs in Cup. He thinks he's better than Ty Gibbs, so I'm sure that's rubbing him the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, look how good he's doing in Cup, and I know I'm a better driver than him. I deserve to be in Cup with him.
Yeah.
Given, obviously, we know why Ty Gibbs is in Cup, but I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
It hurts me to say this, but I think Ty Gibbs is better than him.
Yeah, but
he is 100% better than him.
It's similar to, like...
Gibbs is damn good. Say what you will about the kid, but he's damn good.
It's like Kyle Larson and Corey LaJoie. They grew up racing together. Corey LaJoie beat him in every series they raced up against until Cup, and that rubs Corey LaJoie the wrong way. He goes, damn, I've had this kid's number since we were 15 years old, and now he's kicking my ass. I should be beating him.
Who was it? Who was it?
Corey LaJoie and Kyle Larson.
Larson.
Yeah, they've raced together for
they came
over,
up in ARCA,
over 10 years.
Yeah, they were in ARCA East.
So
they were
that
in all those.
Corey brings that up all the time. He goes, anytime I could beat Kyle Larson, that's a win for me.
Yeah,
because of their history together. They came up, they're friends growing up racing together, and I'm thinking that has a lot to do with Sam Mayer. But you got to think there's not a lot of Chevy rides opening up, and you're in the Chevy camp.
Yeah, prove your value, and
also if you ever give yourself a nickname, you're off my list.
Yeah, I don't love that
you're in the
Superman.
Camp. And he gave it to himself.
Celebration, like, dude, I love individual celebrations, but like, that's a little cocky, and it's cocky, and you haven't really earned that yet. Like, who are you to call yourself? What do you call himself? Superman.
Superman Sam Mayer.
Superman Sam Mayer. Like, Superman, really?
Yeah,
I
get it. The SM, like, I get it.
The logo's cool and stuff, but like,
somebody else is gonna have to call you that. He made it up himself.
Yeah, you can't. As someone who gave themselves a nickname,
if you want to go with the zip and the Superman move, like if that's your celebration,
he did it once, and now he has custom freaking Alpine Star wet shirts or cool shirts with the Superman logo on them and shit like that.
Yeah, if you want to do like the shirt pulling open celebration and you want to have your logo kind of look like it, just don't use the word.
Don't call yourself that.
Like if you want to hint at it and really push for it, do that, but don't use it yourself.
According to Borst, because he is the encyclopedia of short track stuff, Superman is what the PA guy at La Crosse Stadium called him in Super Late Models.
And one guy called him at that one time, so he ran with it.
All
right, fine.
if there was an ongoing thing, but I thought this was like he did it one race and started wearing shirts the next race.
Yeah, because I hadn't heard it before until recently. So
Yeah, I still feel like you can't call yourself any of your nicknames.
No, and when 90% of his wins have been wrecking somebody in the last turn of a road course race to win.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah, Superman, you did that.
yeah. All right, well, it was a good race, and let's head to Sunday, which was, I'm gonna say it,
better.
even better.
I think for the very few times this year, I think the Cup race was stood up to or was better than the Xfinity
banger.
race.
Iowa Corn 350 presented by Ethanol.
They were heavy on the corn.
Sure were.
Best start finish line of the year so far.
Definitely.
Yeah, they
Definitely.
painted half the front straightaway for that start finish
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the race overall was an absolute banger. Was very, very sad to see that Larson ended up out of the race because he was by far the fastest car.
Dude, when he
Watching
went to
him
the
most of the
back,
field. Oh my God. Holy
him and
shit.
Blaney didn't get enough recognition for this, but I was watching a battle midway through second stage or something. 10th place. They were showing 10th place battle on the screen. There was like 5 cars battling, like Bowman, Chastain, Kyle Busch, and the 51 were all battling. Here comes Blaney, and he kind of snakes his way through it. I was like, good for him, dude. Blaney, he has a fast car. 2 laps later, he's passing Byron for second place. I was like, this motherfucker was just in 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet they're talking about Larson passing 7 cars in the back. I was like, pay attention to Blaney. Like, he's no slouch right now either.
Not at all. I think Larson was the fastest car, and Blaney was definitely a very close second.
They were
Yes.
definitely the 2 best in traffic.
They were both class of the field, no
Although
question.
I found this, they didn't say it during the race, but it was posted on Twitter today. Bowman actually had the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah. He
Which is
looked
cool.
real good.
Obviously, he started in the back.
He's been so quietly good.
He's had a very
He's getting
consistent.
fucking recognition from DBC and everything now.
Yeah.
And they're, I feel like they're the head of the charge for firing him every week.
Teardown said something about it today too. That they're very impressed with how he's quietly having.
He'll just
he's-
top 10 you to death.
Yeah, he's
right
top
now.
10 and everybody to death right now.
Did you see the clip that NASCAR put up today on Instagram and YouTube of the in-car communication with Kyle Busch and his spotter?
No, I missed
The
it.
dumbest thing I've ever seen. Kyle Busch says to his spotter something along the lines of, tell the 48, that's how everybody races all the time, whatever.
I know he's not used to being up here.
Oh, I
yeah,
did hear
and his
that,
spotter
yes.
goes, yeah, he's not used to being running up here. What are you talking about?
I immediately posted on Twitter.
He
I was
did.
like, Bowman's 5 spots ahead of him in the points.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, Kyle
Yeah.
Busch?
Yeah. That was his spotter, or I don't know if it was a spotter or his crew chief, but like,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
And it was like Kyle Busch wasn't even like, he wasn't even really talking shit. I think Bowman was too nice to him. And
Yeah.
Kyle Busch used him way up, or Kyle Busch watched somebody else use him up and went like, oh yeah, somebody might want to tell him that's kind of how shit happens up here now.
Like, let's look at Bowman's finishes just for fun, since we're here, since we're talking about this. So we got Daytona second, Bristol fourth, Coda fourth, Martinsville eighth, Dega fifth, Dover 8th, Kansas 7th, Darlington 8th, Wilkesboro 6th. Oh no, that was the
All-Star.
yeah, well,
Coda,
whatever.
he was up there too, wasn't he?
Charlotte 9th. Yeah, Coda was 4th.
Yeah.
And Iowa 8th.
Dude, he's been top 10 and everybody to death.
yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, was it Gateway?
And
He
4 top
finished-
5s.
He finished like 28th at Gateway. He lost power steering in like the first
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
So like he's been on a tear. I mean, Chase Elliott, holy shit, the stats he's putting down right now. He hasn't
Jesus.
finished outside
Chase
the top
is-
20 all season.
Chase, I didn't even realize how good of a season he was having until
It's his-
Teardown brought it up to this morning, and I was
One
like, holy
win,
shit.
but a 9.5 average finish.
9-1.
Yeah, it went down because of yesterday he finished in the top 5 or top
Yeah.
3.
9.1 average finish on the season. And
Yeah,
no
he
one's
had,
talking
he had
about
a
it.
9.5 going into this race, and then he fucking ups the average again.
How
Exactly
happy is
no
he
one's
that no one's talking
yes,
about
no
it?
one's talking about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And I bet that is even better for him.
Right, he got his win. Now he can just ride and just keep doing
Stack,
his thing
just
without
stack.
the constant pressure that Bowman's dealing with, that Logano's dealing with, that Ross is dealing with, that Blaney was dealing with up until this week. Is like, hey, by the way, you need to win. You need to win. Like, you can have a great season and not win, and you're fucked.
And he got it out of the
Truex
way
couple years
early,
ago.
and now he's just putting his head down. He's just grinding and doing well.
Yep.
And now he's the regular season points leader.
Yeah.
And we know from 2 years ago how far that will carry you, because he was dog shit in the playoffs, and it carried him all the way to the end.
Yep. Yep.
He didn't do anything with it, but still, it basically carried him through the damn playoffs.
Yeah, look what it did for Truex.
Yeah, exactly. early in the race, we had the Spire shit show. How about that?
So
Holy shit.
I wasn't even like, I was half watching the replay. Like they show Corey spin, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then they show the 71 getting into him, and I said it on Discord. I was like, come on, Zane.
Nope.
And then they show another replay, and I'm like,
come on, Carson.
I saw
Carson.
the 71 get into him, but I'm like, Carson's also slowing down in the third lane. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure that last replay, Carson was all the way like on the bottom.
Then they
entering
showed the
three. I was
second
like,
replay.
if this motherfucker went in there and cleaned up both his teammates, I'm gonna fucking die.
I mean,
Sure
I think
did.
He just got loose. You could see he got in.
Yeah.
He lost the back end, chased it up the hill. But it's like you chase it up the hill into one of your teammates, who then has to chase it up the hill into the other one of your teammates. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah. Hocevar gets loose, gets into Zane Smith, who gets into Corey, and Corey goes for a spinneroo.
Which honestly, because Corey didn't fucking pile drive the wall, I think that made his race for him.
Yeah.
That put them out of sequence and gave them the opportunity to do some crazy shit.
Yeah, he could
and
go off.
honestly, that was one of those things. We saw this a couple weeks ago, where like you get put out of sequence and all of a sudden it puts you in a better position.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Ended up working out okay. Blaney ends up taking the first stage, followed by Larson, Suarez, Byron, Barry, Logano, Corey LaJoy getting some stage points, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Busch, your points getters in the first stage. Weirdly, the app is screwed up because the app is not giving anybody points. It's all zeros.
Everybody's disqualified.
Yep, you're all DQ'd, everybody. How about the John Hunter Nemechek and Noah Gragson incident? Early stage,
What?
too.
John Hunter Nemechek gun on John Hunter Nemechek. That's
That
what
reminded me
So-
a lot of last week with Eric Jones and Josh Berry in turn 11. Was just like one bad block led to
Yeah.
a bunch of shit going on
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the corner.
I want to blame John Hunter because it's easy to blame John Hunter. But John Hunter had a good head of steam coming, tries to go inside. Noah goes for a really long block, and then he just kind of stayed in the gas, and he was entering that corner way too low and then just
Yeah,
cleaned
John
out
Hunter
Noah.
entered on the apron.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
I mean,
is
he
I'm-
was down there.
You can give Noah shit.
I would blame
for the-
them both.
You can give Noah shit for the block, absolutely. But for me, that also needs to have the maturity out of John Hunter to, okay, he blocked me. I can't enter this fast and this shallow. Back off. Take another
Yeah,
run at it.
especially knowing that you're entering 3 wide
Yeah.
because of the position you just put yourself in.
Take another, like, live to fight another day. You don't need to. You're not going to win the race right there.
Yeah.
So that needs to have him. He needs to have a head on his shoulders to back off earlier, so you don't do what happened.
100%.
You know what I mean? So yes, give Noah some shit for the block because again, he's blocking like it's the last lap of the race. So yes, give him some.
He was
shit
down
there.
like 3 lanes
Oh, yeah.
blocking. That's when you, yeah,
But it
like you
wasn't
said,
like-
John Hunter should have lifted, but it was, it's who's going to lift.
Yeah.
Who's going to give? And
Yeah.
neither of them did. So Noah gets cleaned out. And what a save, by the way.
Dude, that's got to be like save of the year right now.
I mean, I think
I don't remember the competition for that, but that should have crashed.
but
He should have crashed.
He
that.
should have, but I think John Hunter actually helped him because John Hunter gassed it up into his fender and like started to spin him back around too.
Yeah.
Like it kind of was a teamwork effort there.
And
like
as-
John Hunter was like in his head was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. Let me straighten you back out here." Like
As our friend Pepper Cuts Grass eloquently put on Twitter, NBC live coverage that wreck from start to finish.
yeah, we actually had footage and we watched it happen live.
And they weirdly had a lot less full screen commercials.
Bro, I
I
think
think.
they took the hits at Fox personally.
Did it
And
take
I
you
think
guys?
there was one green flag full
Yeah.
screen.
Did you
I think
guys
somebody
take a
said they're
minute to
stage
adjust that the side by sides on the other side now though?
Yeah, it
I
was
like,
weird.
We
Yeah.
don't like that. But
The one
It worked out for me because where I sat on the couch, it was closer to me. I was
Yeah.
like, that's nice.
The one critique I had with NBC was qualifying. And obviously, qualifying in general was a fucking shit show. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
The fact that Truex ran a faster lap than 7th place, but qualified 31st, just shows how fucking stupid the Group A and Group B shit is. But they didn't show relative speed to the leader in qualifying. That was my only complaint with the whole thing. You didn't know where they qualified until after their lap was done.
Yeah. Yep.
Where typically there's a tracker that shows you, all right, we don't need the corny ghost car that's super inaccurate, but
That
a
never
tracker.
works. Yeah.
Like, all right, he's tracking red, he's tracking green. We didn't get that until after he finished his lap, and if his lap was slower than the first one, it just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I feel like something's going on that it either wasn't ready to go or whatever,
Yeah,
but it's
'cause
also
there
the
was-
first race, so like I'll
Yeah.
give him some time.
There was a half-assed tracker at one point that you couldn't tell anything about it.
Yeah. But that's a good point.
But
Good
yeah,
point to
that's
bring up.
the only thing I noticed. Honestly, that and the fact that their post-race image had Blaney in a Mustang, not a Dark Horse Mustang, is the only two things I noticed NBC kind of biffed.
Yeah, Blaney in the post race graphic, it was it looked like a Gen 6 Mustang with forward numbers, like the little graphic they had. Someone pointed out in Discord.
Yeah, I posted that in Discord. I was like, I found a problem.
It looked like a Gen 6 like graphic, but it was just like with the number move forward on it.
Oh, I saw you post that, but I couldn't figure out what you're talking about. Guess I didn't look well enough.
And we didn't get a single cutaway car.
Oh yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
It may have just been it wasn't necessary, but that's
Or there wasn't anything specific.
right. But I didn't see a single cutaway car.
Well,
that
I mean,
was-
we had tires going down.
I mean,
and-
when Kyle Busch hit the wall and broke something in the rear end, I
guess-
feel like we typically would have seen, hey, this is why his rear end dropped, or when Larson wrecked, hey, this is why they can't replace an upper. Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Larson ended up winning stage 2. We'll just run through the stage 2 points real quick. Larson, Barry, Elliott, Blaney, Wallace. Then we have Hamlin, Busher, Gilliland, Keselowski, and Justin Haley to wrap up your points getters in the second stage. Early third stage, when Kyle Larson is trying to make his way back to the front, ends up wrecked. What happened there? Dan?
Larson. Did we touch on Larson's unscheduled pit stop?
Yes.
We did not.
We did. No. We
No,
no, we
maybe
didn't.
not.
So in stage 2, Larson's the class of the field. He ends up pitting with what he thinks is a tire going down. Come to find out, they were all up. Everything was fine.
I think it was corded.
They think it was from what I heard, they think it might have been a sidewall issue, making him feel something that wasn't there, but it could have turned into something.
I thought they showed cords, but I could be wrong.
So he ends up in the back. He's making his way. I mean, he is mowing through the field at the end of stage 2. It was Denny said it. Now, obviously, Denny had an ill-handling race car, but he said Larson passed him for 20-something, and then he said he looked up like 5 laps later, and Larson was 15 cars in front of him, and he's like, "What the hell? How?"
Which I feel like that's not even accurate. I feel like it was like 2 laps later with
Yeah.
how fast Larson was passing people. He was like passing people on even tires,
Yeah.
and he'd clear them before halfway through the corner, entering
Yeah,
side by
so-
side with him. It's like, you shouldn't be this fast.
So he's mowing his way back up to the field. The stage ends. He restarts like 11th, 10th, something like that, somewhere in that ballpark. So
yeah, because there was a couple cars that stayed out.
Yes.
And trapped some people with lap down. The 17, the 47. I
no,
think
that was
both
later,
did.
wasn't it?
No,
That was,
Ricky stayed out
Ricky
trapping
did it
people
twice, I
down.
think.
You're right. So they get the green flag for stage 2. They make it a lap. They go into 3, and Larson, as a Larson fan, I will admit he pushed the issue a little bit there. He made it 3 wide with Suarez on his inside and Keselowski on his outside. It was Kes, right?
I believe
it was
so,
2 orange
yes.
cars.
It was a tight. I mean, it was a hole. He filled it.
Oh yeah, there was.
It was tight,
They were
though.
rubbing, but he did nothing wrong because
No.
it didn't cause an incident.
I don't think he did anything wrong, but I also he to quote Suarez's spotter, he shoved it 3 wide, 100%. He
Right,
bullied
but-
his way in there.
But if he did that and they wrecked, I'd be like, yeah, that's
Oh, no.
Larson's fault.
Well, you're not letting me
but
finish.
they wrecked 200 yards.
No,
later.
and that's the thing. I'm not blaming Larson. I'm just saying it was a kind of a high risk maneuver, but he made it work. They were going to make the corner. They get off of 4, and Suarez just kind of drifted up a little too high. It looked
got a
like
little-
he
he
got
wiggled.
He got a
I
little
think-
wiggly, but I also think that he was high anyway.
I think he was reacting to the car on his inside. Bubba was coming on the inside,
Maybe.
and I think he thought he was probably clear up.
Yeah.
Because he definitely kind of just like, it looked like he was going to fade low, and his car kind of jerked, and he went up. I
Yeah.
think he was going to come low, and they're like, inside. So
Yeah.
he reacted and went up,
and that spun him.
and then
that
somehow
loose.
everyone blamed Larson.
Yeah, he got loose, corrected up into Larson. Larson gets sideways, tries to, he kicks sideways towards the infield. He corrects it, tries to save it, and it just snaps up into the outside wall, collects Denny, ruins both of their days.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for it. I got to get back to the front.
Yeah,
You know,
what pissed me
he
off-
had the fastest car. There was only like, I don't know, 30 to go, 40 to go, give or take.
What, in the race?
Yeah.
No, this happened.
that was the beginning of
That was the beginning of
third
stage
stage.
3. That was the restart of stage 3.
Oh, yeah. I have laps on here of 220 versus 350.
Yeah, that was the beginning of stage 3. But
130 to go.
what pissed me off...
So,
go ahead.
So, like, we said it a bunch of times. He's the class of the field. Fastest car there.
Yeah.
Did he force it 3 wide? Yeah. Is he filling the hole that was there? Yeah.
Also, yes.
Did he need to do that right then? No.
Yeah, he would have got around him.
No, but
Knowing
did,
how
did his
loose-
move work? Yes.
Until it didn't.
Well,
He made the pass. He
The-
was good, and then another car reacted.
The thing
that's-
is,
yeah, I agree.
everyone was getting loose in that exact same spot. That's where
I don't even
Elliott
think
got
the 99
loose.
got loose.
No,
I
he
think the
did.
99 turned up.
He got loose.
Well, I think he got loose because I'm kind of with you that he may have heard inside and turned down, and the car's so light right there that when he turned down, it just
Danced a little
danced
bit
on him.
and he freaked out.
But Larson doesn't have to make that move, but he made the move and it worked. If
It stuck, yeah.
if Suarez doesn't wiggle and correct up into him, they're all going to live
Yeah.
to see another day.
But yeah, 100%. But that's the same spot that everyone was getting loose. So that's the risk you take.
What I hated-
it's a racing thing. It happens.
What I hated
sucks,
though
but
was
it is what it is.
the radio conversation with Suarez's crew, like because he was like, "Did I do something wrong there?" And his crew, "Oh, that Larson stuck at 3 wide. That's on him. You didn't do anything wrong." And it's like,
Oh, you hit him.
you hit him, dude. You,
I just put no blame on Larson because what he did didn't cause this. After the fact, a result of it half a lap later wrecked him. But if they went into turn 3, he dove it in 3 wide, the 99 and the 6 pinch him and they wreck, that's 100% Larson's fault.
Yeah.
But his move worked. He made it out of the turn. Him and the 6 were fine up high. The 99 was fine down low, and the 99 drove up into his door.
it's the
Yeah.
99's, the 99's responsibility as the inside car to hold your line.
Correct.
We've talked about this in other races this year when they've gone 3 wide and the car on the bottom doesn't hold the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, if
And Suarez said it in the post race.
if Larson's not there, Suarez would have saved it no problem.
Yeah.
The fact that they were so tight, he got slightly loose, got into him. So it is what it is.
Did you hear Suarez's post race when he said he's like he looked back at the replay and the 6 was a little farther off the wall than I thought, and Larson was a little farther off of him than I thought. So Suarez 100% thought he had more room.
I still stand by it. I don't think Suarez was saving the car. I think he just drove up.
Yeah.
Because he definitely got unsettled over the bumps, but it's still, he turned the car right up into Larson. I don't think he was loose. I mean, his car was definitely jumping over the bumps, but I think he just turned up into Larson.
I don't think so. But
Because the Bubba Wallace was coming on the inside. I think he reacted and just turned up. Because that's why, if he went, oh yeah, I got loose, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That would be your excuse if that's actually what happened. But now he's blaming the cars up high, which is admitting that he went up the track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So towards the end of the race here, 260.
Well, so Larson, just to put a bow on that, Larson and Hamlin they both ended up meeting DVP clock, but they were both, I mean, Larson was 30 laps down.
Yeah.
He
Larson
met
ended up
DVP.
going back to the garage.
Yeah,
and
he
get
met
fixed.
he beat the clock and then went back to the garage to fix stuff to try to just gain points. I don't even know if he even gained any spots. I don't really know. And Hamlin just rode around.
He would have passed Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Hamlin rode around wounded. He ended up like 20-something, but he just rode around wounded the rest of the night.
Yeah, then he brought it home 24th, Larson 34th.
Yeah, he was like,
But didn't get a DNF.
yeah,
So
Denny's car was like crab walking. You could see it. When
Oh,
he
yeah.
when he came down pit road, it wasn't a broken toe link, but that thing was.
But
not
then he was out
straight.
to lunch from the jump.
Yeah, he was in dead last. He got lapped 20 laps into the race.
30, yeah.
Or 30 laps, sorry, yeah.
But yep, I mean you're right.
Yeah.
Very, very early
Yeah.
for Denny Hamlin. They were out to lunch.
Yeah.
They just missed that setup.
That's what he said on the podcast. He said it on his show. I was listening to someone on the way down here, and he's like, we just missed it. And he said the track changed so much from practice and qualifying because he qualified 12th. Because I guess that's what one of the kids on his show said. They're like, how does a car that qualified 12th be that bad? And he's like, you got to remember it rained, so all the rubber got washed off. New pavement is going to change. Like, it's going to, the first time you run on new pavement, like there's going to be oils that come up and then go away, and then they're there, and then they're not, and then
Yeah.
So he said the track was just so much different from practice and qualifying to when they actually went racing that they just whiffed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So about 90 to go, give or take. Chris Buescher loses a tire, gets in the wall, brings out a caution. We get a restart with the two Penske boys on the front row. Shaping up to be a pretty good battle with Blaney and Logano, but not so much. Logano did not have anything for Blaney.
We skipped over the kind of phantom-y, kind of not Hemrick caution.
Yeah, just whatever.
I know why I get why they threw it. He got in the wall. They had to throw it there, but it was just crazy because
I don't like debating cautions.
no, I know, but they had like 2 other cars have tires go down like in the
I think
20 laps
there was
before
2
that.
or 3 during that pit cycle, but I think they called the caution because of how hard he hit the wall.
He hit pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen over the past 20-something years with safer barriers, every time a car gets into the wall, they have to inspect the wall.
They got to go fiddle with the foam and
Because the foam breaks, it weakens, and this I don't think has anything to do with it, but we've seen Iowa being the sole track without a concrete wall behind it.
yeah,
So I bet they're just a little bit more eager to inspect that.
probably.
But I think that was the cause of caution. I mean, Hemrick hammered the wall.
I thought
he hit it hard, but he kept going, which is why everyone's like, it shouldn't be a yellow, but like they need to check that wall.
I was surprised they didn't throw one when Jones blew a tire because he was trying to get to pit road and he washed back up onto the track.
He was like
in
top
front of everybody.
top of the backstretch going like 50 miles
Yeah,
an hour.
I was expecting a caution there and it didn't happen. So when the Hemrick one came out, I was like, really? Like, yeah, that, but I get it. It's because he made contact with the wall.
I think it was they wanted to inspect that wall.
But that was the
because
caution.
if he hits that wall as hard as he did and he breaks the foam or something, the integrity of that wall is now weakened. And if somebody else hits that, it could be catastrophic.
But that was the caution when Ricky Stenhouse stayed out. Like all these cars are thinking, oh, we're going to get laps. We're going to get the wave
Yeah,
around.
Ricky traps him.
We're going to get our lap back because it was kind of in the middle towards the end of a weird pit cycle. There was a huge strung out pit cycle. So all these cars are like, we're going to get our laps back. And then the 47's like, no, you're not, bitch. They just stay out and trap everybody a lap down. So that was
and
interesting.
before Buescher blew a tire, we saw the Josh Berry Buescher slugfest for a few laps,
That was awesome.
which I can't believe they didn't crash. I mean, he had Berry, I think, fucking 90 degrees sideways going on the front stretch.
Yeah, Barry was aggressive.
Yeah, there was a couple cars, Berry and I want to say Chastain.
My rookie of the year picks looking good,
were
baby.
Just, dude, they
Berry?
were just
What
driving
did I have?
into
Did I
the
post somewhere?
corner.
Yeah.
They were just driving into the corner, and good luck to whoever's on my outside.
Yeah.
It's just going.
There was a lot of that yesterday.
Remember who Norm has for rookie of the year battle?
I forget.
I don't want to talk about it. I definitely picked Zane Smith.
Oh,
Yes, he
that's
sure
right, you
did.
Yes. Wow. Whiff on that
Well,
one.
you know what? I'm putting an asterisk next to that because I picked Zane Smith because he was supposed to be in a Trackhouse car, and Trackhouse forgot he exists.
You can't put an asterisk on it. You
Because
picked it. You
Trackhouse
picked him.
has clearly not done a fucking thing to that car since February.
So, but I
Would
thought,
you if you were them?
No.
Well, I mean, if they kept doing it, it'd be a different story right now.
You
So
don't
I-
know that.
I'm putting 98% of the failures on that team are the fact that they don't know who owns that car.
Maybe.
That car was supposed to be a Trackhouse car fielded by Spire.
How do you know it's not?
Yeah, because
How do you know
fucking
Zane Smith?
Suarez,
How do you know he just doesn't suck?
How do you know
Suarez
Zane
and
Smith just
Ross are
doesn't
battling
suck?
for
Yes.
ninth, and he's in 36.
He's the second coming of Harrison Burton.
But you said with the
Harrison Burton has a truck championship.
Buescher and Berry battle, like they were going in the corner, not giving a fuck. Like if you're on the outside, there was a lot of that yesterday. There was
Sure
a lot of
was.
sliders,
A lot of aggression.
slide jobs. Like Larson was doing it, Suarez was doing it.
I saw Chastain do it a couple
Chastain.
times. Suarez, I'm pretty sure, punted Bowman twice that race.
He did, yeah. We didn't even talk about it. It was a small thing, but you see Denny a lap down, get into Larson and ship him up the track.
Yeah, he said it on his
He said he got
podcast that he
loose.
wasn't
Yeah,
supposed to.
He said he's
Well,
like,
if you watch Larson was fucking
yeah.
chasing it into the corner, and Denny's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Well, and Denny
Yeah.
Denny said that he's like he was kind of chasing it, getting into the corner, and he's like, I misjudged my rolling speed, and all of a sudden he was in front of me. Like so, but it was a very aggressive like that race. The whole thing was from
Absolutely.
start to finish. There were
it's
haymaker.
because for some reason air didn't exist. At
Yeah,
this
there was
racetrack.
haymaker sliders going on.
It was
You
great
know,
race.
diving into
Yeah,
the
like-
corner. 8 tires are better than 4 kind of shit. Like
I
it was
don't
awesome.
think- I don't think the tires were anything incredible because obviously we saw they were losing some time, but I mean Blaney
They
won the
plateaued.
race with 150 laps on his left side
Yeah,
tires.
the tires did what they do and they plateaued
But
again.
it was like air blocking didn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the relative, the entire race, you watch these guys that are good in the long run, the 99, the 48, the guys in the back of the top 10. If you're watching them on a long run, they'll just catch a guy and pass him.
Seabell
It's
was
like
really good
that's
on long
never that
runs.
hasn't
Yeah.
happened in years. They
Yes.
they catch somebody and they just get stuck behind them.
Yeah, I thought it would. I
Yeah,
thought this-
Seabell.
Yeah, Seabell. Bubba was usually pretty good on long runs. He fell off on the short run, but if it was a long run, he would kind of come back. I thought it put on an unbelievable race. I thought it was great from start to finish.
Have you checked the good race poll?
It was like
92?
92 last I saw.
Yeah, last I looked, it was like low 90s, I should say.
Yeah.
And it was a good natural race. We didn't need they added some strategy and stuff like that, and the restarts were decent, but we didn't need the tires exploding to make this a good race.
No.
The racing was just good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ultimately, Ryan Blaney gets to win in his mom's hometown with 80 people from his family in attendance. I don't even know 80 family members.
Someone said that. I think it was Discord or Twitter. They're like, I wouldn't even know who to invite to get to 80 people. Like if you want me to invite my family, I got maybe 10.
Yeah.
What's cool about that though is his mom and dad were in the stands with all the relatives.
Yeah. Yeah. And
because
then-
you saw it.
His dad popped under the
Yeah.
before they
cage.
before they showed that, like watching it live before they cut away, he was doing a celebration and stuff like that. Somebody in a gray shirt was like ducking under the fence just as the camera cut away. I was like, Was that Dave?
Yeah.
it was.
And then
was.
they showed it later, and it was like him like dapping up his dad across the
Yeah.
wall. I was like, his parents were just in the grandstands. That
Somebody, I
entire
think
race.
NASCAR Chasm posted the screenshot of Dave standing in the safer barrier, and he's like, finally, after the race is over, Dave can emerge from his hiding place in the safer barrier.
Yeah. Like some WWF stunt from 97 hiding under the ring there.
Yep.
But yeah, super happy for Blaney. Got the monkey off his back, if you will, of not having a win yet this year. Vaults him much higher into the point standings as well.
Yeah,
so
shot him up to what, 6th?
Something like that.
yeah, something like that. So yeah, I think it was a fantastic weekend for the inaugural race at Iowa.
Byron-
I couldn't have gone any better in my opinion.
Byron was better at the end of the race.
I think Chase was better than both of them.
They were both kind of having to deal with lap cars. Blaney was able to, he had some friends there at the end that let him get by. But it was super good race, whether he got caught up to or not.
What?
Getting tight on the card.
Oh, again? I
Ghost?
thought
Yeah.
we checked that all the
Is there a
time
ghost on
now.
that board?
No.
Whatever, we
But
got
yeah,
the-
that's the recap.
I thought
Answer
it was
some questions.
I thought it was great.
Fantastic.
Also, wanted to bring up top 5 or top 3 trophy of the year with a big ass corn on it.
Top 5. Yeah,
I think
definitely
top 5. Cool trophy.
I think it could have been bigger.
And the video
Could've been
last
bigger.
night, my wife was crying laughing at the Blaney hat dance.
Yeah. Oh, I love that they finished that.
Like him just by himself, like put the hat on, same smile, throw the hat, catch the hat, put the hat on, same smile, throw the hat. I was like sitting there, I'm like, I think it was after the 5th or 6th one. She's like, how many times do you have to do this? I'm like, all of them. Every single
a lot.
time.
Well, we got a lot of Instagrams.
Yeah, I will
Nice.
say, I don't know if it's in any of the questions, but I do think they should repave the whole track.
I would be fine if they just finished repaving the corners.
I just think it's a
I know you
it's
think
a
it looks
look
bad.
thing.
I know
Like,
you
it's-
think it looks bad.
we're
I
a
don't care.
We're a premier series, and we're going to a track that has just patches all
I don't
over
give a
it.
fuck what it looks like as long as it races
I just,
good.
seal the track if you want to,
Yeah.
but like I just
Yeah.
think it looked low budget on TV.
I think if they pave that track, it loses some character because of all the bumps and shit. That's
yeah, but
why
I don't think the bumps affected the racing that much. Maybe a little bit on the restarts,
I think it did.
but I think they pave up to the wall in the corners. We're going to get a lot more racing.
That's what I want
But
to
I
do.
just think
I'm
they do
willing to
that-
wager that bumps 1,000% affect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
100%.
think it was as crazy as the new pavement though. Like in the corners.
I'm saying I think the bumps getting into your braking zone is gonna fuck things. I mean, how many
Yeah.
guys did we see crossed up getting into the
Hopping.
corners last night? You know,
Yeah.
so that's
yeah,
why
which fine, but if you want to reseal it, do that. I just think it looks so bad. Like just
optics.
like the uneven patches in the corners and
Yeah,
stuff like
but
that.
look at
If
Martinsville.
you're gonna-
Agree with visually, it's not appealing.
Yeah,
but
I
it put
just
on a good show.
I think for a premier series like that's my number one complaint
Look
with
at-
Portland.
Look at Martinsville. Martinsville's the same way.
Yeah, I guess make it uniform then. Maybe paint some lines in the track to make it look like it was
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah, I just think if it puts on good racing, I don't give a fuck what it looks like.
I just don't think we can come back and it look exactly the same.
I'd be
I
fine
think
with
they
it.
at least need to do the corners.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
it just looks like a last minute repair, and if we wait another year and still have the same last minute repair, I think it looks shit.
I think they just pave the corners up to the wall, and then you're going to have even more grooves up there. And that's what all the drivers have been saying is they finish paving up to the wall, we're going to be able to run up by the wall, and that
Yeah.
would be I think that would be
but
great.
do it as soon as possible
Yes.
so the pavement can all age the
Yes,
same.
agreed.
Right. Questions?
Instagram?
No Twitter?
I don't do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. All right.
YouTube, those that are still in the chat, the 10 of you, if any of you have any questions,
Do your thing.
now is the time to ask.
All right. We will start with the bottom of the Instagram and probably race this card because it's turning red.
Oh, no.
It was orange when I said it, and now it's red.
That means it's good.
Sam Valley 95. What do we got to do to get you guys to come camp at Michigan next year?
I want to, but it's very far away.
15 hours?
I think it's like, I looked it up once. It's like 15 hours.
Book everything for us. Get your own camper with enough real estate. We'll just fly out and meet
Yes.
you there. Boom.
Yes.
But I heard Michigan is top 5 best.
Same. I've heard that too.
Yeah, I heard that's up there. Sam Valley 95 again. What is your favorite thing about New Hampshire Motor Speedway?
Going.
45 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, very close to home.
Close to home and how they treat us.
They treat us unbelievably
If
there.
They-
Richmond was 45 minutes away from my house, I would talk about it the same way I talk about Loudon.
It's the way that the New Hampshire Motor Speedway people
Now
treat
that
us.
we have become friendly with the people in charge and how they treat us, like we're not just, oh, these guys are stupid podcasts. Like they treat us so good up there.
Yeah, I love them so much, and they love us. That's why we love it.
Yep.
A lot of love. Jet Daily, Blaney won again. That's it. Then he comes back with, but will he ever win another race? Of course.
Well,
Joe,
been what, over 6
Think
months
about
since his last
think about how if because he went on 2 tires at the end there, if Byron got past him because he had 4 fresh tires, that would have been 2 races out of 3 that Blaney lost because of bad pit strategy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Joe Soul, we just passed the halfway mark this season. What are the biggest surprises so far?
Probably SHR shutting down.
Nah, we kind of all felt that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, but I think that's like the
It is
biggest
still
shocker.
a big surprise.
Cindric winning.
Cindric winning, how the Fords have turned it around.
Yeah.
Think about the first 5-10 races of the season, and now look at where we're at. Penske's won 3 of the last 4 if you count North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've turned it right around.
Yeah, definitely. Just Bus just wrote corn.
It's corn.
Would you give up televised yellow pits to never miss a green flag lap?
No.
Televised yellow pits, like stage break pits. I would, because then they'll just replay it when they come back.
True. Yeah.
Anything to keep all green flag racing. Because as soon as they come back from commercial, like, here's what happened on pit road.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
I hear you.
NBC,
That's a trade I'd make.
they
I-
were
I-
so good, dude. Just the callbacks to stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is something that happened, and like
Yeah.
getting it immediately. I hope they stay with a lot of these side-by-side commercials because we didn't miss a lot of green flag laps.
We really didn't.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, when they go to big NBC, it doesn't change because you
Holy
never know how
shit.
the sponsorship deals work. But I'm kind of okay missing a couple green flag laps to see the race off pit road and stuff.
Joe Soul, you are going to get cut off if you put 7 questions in again.
Sir.
This is an Applebee's.
It's a bit much.
Just Bus. Oh, no, I just asked that one. The yellow flag pit stops. Joe Soul, knowing RC, do you think he lets KFB go at the end of this year because of his media comments? No.
No.
They need him more than he needs them.
Yep.
Follow up to the first question. Best race of the year so far / worst. Worst, Coke 600 because they canceled it.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Pisses me off.
I
I might say this race.
Outside of that, what was some of the really bad? Like, Coda sucked. We were there. It was fun, but, like, that was a fucking snoozer of a race.
I didn't like Gateway just because it was like,
Because it was a fuel mileage one?
I don't know. It's like the pit strategy never made sense the whole race. And then at the end, the 2 leaders just kind of falling out.
Wasn't Martinsville kind of a joke, too? Because Spring Martinsville usually
I think
is.
Bristol tire race.
I think that was the best
That's the
because
best.
that was chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is up
That
there.
was also, I'd put that in like the most unexpected thing of this year.
Yeah, that race, this race, and Kansas, I think, are my like top 3 so far
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, good one. Good question. I take back what I said. You're going to a bar. You can only bring 3 active drivers with you. Who are you taking?
Blaney,
Yep.
Bubba.
Yep.
Bowman.
I don't feel like Bowman would be fun at a bar, though.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm just going to talk to him about LS swap and shit all night.
Noah.
Oh, that's a lineup.
Ooh.
That's a lineup.
We're going to have some
Damn.
fun, boys.
I feel like I'm bringing like Bowman, Reddick,
Reddick could be fun.
and like Priest, and we're just going to talk about car shit all night.
Yeah, if
Like,
you
I'm
want to
gonna
go to
talk
like a
about-
pool hall and sit in the
Yeah,
back
I'm gonna
corner,
talk
that's
to
fun.
Bowman about his Drift C6. I'm going to talk to
Not even
It
a
depends on
price.
the
about
goal.
his wide body
It also
Mustang
depends on the
Reddick
venue.
about all his supers.
Yeah,
It also
it depends on
the
your
venue.
goal of the evening. If you're trying to pick up ladies, you're going Blaney, Corey.
Noah's a wingman.
Noah's
Noah.
a wingman. I think
Noah's
Noah
a
would be-
wingman.
Noah's going to show up with the shirt unbuttoned and the fucking...
Noah
Yeah.
will like shoot milk out of his eye to get you a girl.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he'll
He's the funny
he'll happily be the stooge.
But like,
Yeah.
like I'm
You
also...
get Blaney's leftovers or Corey's leftovers, and then Noah will help you collect those
Did you see
leftovers.
Chasm last night?
Or
Bla-
think of this 4D chess. Cindric, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland.
Chase Elliott.
People will think you're interesting.
Chase Elliott. Yeah. Oh, at least Chase would just go, I fly planes. So he isn't kind of, he got that on you.
Yeah, he's got a lot
Did
on
you see
there.
the Chasm post last night about how this is Father's Day? Why do all the moms get a present?
I
It's a
know,
picture of
the Blaney. Yeah. That was a good question. G60, Tim. Hot take. It's going to be a scorcher this week. Have fun this weekend,
Bro.
boys. Get ready for the NE 900.
Thank God that the heat is in the middle of the week and not on the weekend. Because for those not in New England, we're going to be touching 100 on Wednesday and Thursday with humidity. And then it's supposed to be cooling off into like the 70s, 80s this weekend. So pray
Yeah,
for
we'll
us.
find out.
Everyone was all excited. Oh, New Hampshire's in June. It's going to be so much cooler. And I'm like, ah,
Nah.
joke's on us.
They got us.
Fab Life 11.
Oh, here we go. Come on, Levi.
Dan Walker eats corn the long way.
Oh, I think of you when I'm doing it, Levi. I don't know what this rivalry with me and Levi is, but I'm here for it.
I like it. I like how Dan Market's going the long
I
way.
thought you guys kind of like connected your bridges or whatever the saying is when you became a Denny.
Connected your britches?
Connected.
Yeah.
What are we docking?
Yeah.
Levi. Sorry, Levi. It's gonna be a quick one.
DeBlero won. Reddick with the fire suit of the year. That's tough to beat the Wendy's one, though.
Tough to beat the Wendy's.
It's between the two.
Was it SVG with the Wendy's one with the apron?
Suarez, I
No,
think,
Suarez.
also had
Suarez.
it. They both
Suarez
had it.
first, yeah.
Suarez had it in the Xfinity Series.
I'm going with SVG and the Wendy's one just because I like
Priest's
SVG better.
United Rentals with the safety vest is super good.
Fire.
was good.
That one was fire.
Suarez's fucking Day of the
Day of the
Dead
Dead one.
uniform is just sick. But yeah, the
There's been some
The little
bangers.
tie was great.
The-
Like,
yeah. I'm between the Wendy's and what are you? Oh, stop doing that. It's coming through the headphone. The Wendy's one and the McDonald's one for
Yeah.
sure. You had to gun to your head. You have to wear one around all day long. Which one you pick?
Wendy's.
Yeah. Okay. I think that gives us our answer. Nathan Danforth. Happy to know Ryan saved enough at the pump.
Yes, he did this time.
He did this time, yes. Nathan Danforth again. What is your favorite video game of all time? Ken Griffey Jr. is winning around on Super Nintendo.
I don't have one because there's so many I love.
yeah, mine's like video game of the moment.
Yeah. I don't even really play that many anymore, but I can think of many 3 a.m. nights with my buddies online on Modern Warfare 2 and on Halo 3.
Top three. I'm going Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Mario Kart. Just I don't give a fuck what it's on. And Forza Horizon.
Any of the
newest
Mario,
ones.
like any of like the 3 Marios on regular Nintendo and Super Mario on Super Nintendo. Those, I love those. I'm going to put those under Mario umbrella.
Honorable mention to
Honestly,
NBA Jam.
any Mario I'm good with. Like Mario Kart, Mario Golf, fucking all of them. Except Mario 64. I hated Mario 64.
That game sucked.
Any of the NASCAR games except for the new ones. Like any NASCAR game up to like 07.
Fair.
I had like 98 and 99 and 2000. Like those were awesome back then.
Whatever the last year Tony was on it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably like if I could go back for online stuff is the old like the Halo 3 multiplayer days because me and my buddies would just make the dumbest shit like with the custom maps. We had one with it was low gravity but high speed, so you were running at 200 miles an hour, but then if you jumped, you just float, and everyone would be like, "Oh, there's another one!" Like you were just free pickings. Like we had a maze where we had grenades only. So you just run around the maze, you come around the corners, hucking grenades at each other. Like it was just, and we'd be up till
Chaos.
We would be up till 3 a.m. It was so much fun back then.
Norm?
I'm just gonna go with games I have the most hours on. Obviously, I've played a lot of video games in my day, but PUBG. I mean, I've played that for damn near 7 years straight. Tarkov. I've put a good 2 years into that. Had a lot of fun with that. And honestly, GTA 5.
Oh, GTA.
I have
forgot
beat
about
that game on 3 different consoles. I have played
To 100%?
I mean, completed the story mode.
I've never beat it.
I'm
100%
not
it.
one that like
I never beat it.
this random lady on the side of the road asked me to find her dog, so I'm going to go do that task. But
Yeah.
I've finished. I've done every version of the ending of the story.
Pre like all the internet expansions and stuff, I did 100% GTA 5. I didn't have online at the time. I did
Yeah.
100%
I've
all of
legitimately
the
thought
tasks,
of
but it took me like 3 years to do
Just
it.
making a new profile on my computer. And just
I
doing
miss
the story
again with multiplayer. Like I still have vivid memories of me and all my buddies riding around in a city bus while Jailbreak played, and we were just shooting everything and getting like 5 stars. Just the dumbest shit.
All right, Downriver Diecast with a couple. Could you see yourself going to a race in Iowa? I mean, it puts on a great show. I don't think I could see myself traveling that far.
I
I just
would.
don't see myself in Iowa.
I would fly out there because like I said, I've driven to Iowa Speedway before. Me and my dad drove by it when we went to Nebraska. That was a fucking haul.
Also, the fact that it says "Infield of Dreams" when you go through the tunnels, hilarious.
That's sick.
Downriver Diecast was very disappointed when there was no gas pump trophy. Well, if you take the trophy and you do stuff to it, it can become gas.
That
You're
fucking
welcome.
88 unleaded commercial.
I loved every second of it.
hated it. What the fuck is 88 unleaded? Unleaded.
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 I love stupid, funny commercials.
As someone who only owns one out of the 4 cars we have that takes regular, I was confused. Cabrio's 93, the GTI is 93, and the truck's diesel. The Tiguan takes 87.
Nice. Downriver Diecast, what trophy from NASCAR would you like to have in your home? You can't have the clock. What? Why not?
Oh, come on!
That is a trophy. That's
I'm
that's the
taking
one I
fucking
want.
Harley
Harley J.
J.
Earl.
dude.
Either
That-
Harley J. Earl or the Bristol Sword.
The Harley J. Earl is going in a Red Ryder fucking
I'm taking it everywhere with me.
like little cart, and I'm just dragging it around.
Andy's
the house
frozen
behind me.
custard gold
Speaking
thingy.
of wagons, on Friday we got to find one. You know, Loudon's,
Speaking of wagons, turn around.
Loudon's wagon game. Like everybody brings the cool wagons and shit, which has kind of gone downhill lately.
Yeah, back in the day, dude, they were
No,
way
there's a
sick.
guy in the camping group. He has a wagon that looks like a modified. It looks like Ryan Priest's modified. It's like this big, and the top opens, and he like puts his cooler in it and shit. It's sick. I gotta find it because I just want a picture of it.
Downriver Diecast, what year did you go to your first race in New Hampshire? Any memories from it?
Kyle,
Yes, CMT 300, August 98.
if I had to guess, I was 96, 97 because I started watching NASCAR like 95, and I don't remember when my dad finally brought me. I want to say it was 96, 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right around the same because I was probably around 4 years old, and there's a picture of me sleeping on my dad's lap, no earplugs, nothing,
Oh yeah,
during a Busch North race.
yep. We used to go. My dad never wanted to go, but then like his work gave him tickets or something one year, and we went up. And then from there on out, we would go on like Friday, Saturday, and shit.
My fondest memory from it, my dad brought me to the merch hauler, so we took a picture in front of Jeff Gordon's merch hauler. But my fondest memory of that is my dad. I had my hat forward, and it was blistering that day. And so he took his hat and put it on top of my hat backwards to cover my neck. And like every 20 laps or so, my dad is just pouring water on me.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. Kept
That
me
was-
alive.
Many years ago, we learned the cold towel in the cooler trick.
Oh, yeah.
And that is life saving.
The only problem with that is it ruins your shirt.
Don't care.
Thought L98 Jake had thoughts on NBC, which we talked about a lot.
Love them.
Love it. How does NASCAR getting the back burner to IndyCar on Fox affect the deal they just made?
I thought that was interesting how, so for those that don't know, IndyCar just signed with Fox, and every one of their races is on Big Fox. There is 0 FS1.
Right.
Denny, I don't know if you guys listened to his show at all today, but he brought up the fact that, basically there's different ways they can structure it, and it's almost like if it's on the, how did he say it? If it's on the bigger network, that means that the like IndyCar got less money out of the TV deal to put it on the bigger networks. So they took a hit, so they were on network instead of cable. Whereas the NASCAR deal is almost set up more so they get more money. That's why there's more cable
Right.
than network.
Right.
I just
So,
hope IndyCar likes boner commercials because they're gonna get a fucking.
oh, the Peronis.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that
Is it
shakes
curved like the Laguna Seca's corkscrew?
out. Yeah, they start using different tracks. Downriver Diecast with the last two, and hopefully we get through this because we're getting close. Do you guys know anything about the 25 schedule? Officially, no. Lots of rumors. Supposedly, we'll see it within the next couple weeks, so we'll just talk about
As
that.
long as they don't do what we
when the
did
time
last year,
comes.
where they left us hanging for months.
The supposed leaked schedule that got posted
Was
around
wrong,
a
was
bunch
wrong.
was like way too out of left field for it
Yeah.
to be real. Like they showed us going to like 3 new tracks within the course of like a month.
2 internationals.
Yeah, it was-
that's not
It
happening.
was too much. I mean, I think Montreal is definitely it's gonna be on the schedule.
You think it's definitely going to be on the schedule?
I think they're leaning more Mexico City than Montreal.
I think Montreal's closer. I think they're closer to signing that. But I could see the Mexico City thing with the Mexico Series
Yeah.
now being owned by NASCAR, specifically with Suarez. Just the amount of fucking money he would bring
I
into
still
that
think
series.
I still don't know how they're going to do it, but I bet you see Clash at Bowman Gray.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it because it's still fucking cold in North Carolina in February, but
Yeah, I don't know. So we don't know anything official. We will find out
hopefully soon.
probably soon.
Hopefully by February.
Yeah. Downriver Diecast with the last one. What do you think? What drivers do you think could have their own souvenir hauler?
I think Larson could.
Larson, Denny, Chase already has one.
Yep.
Chastain already has one.
Yeah, Chastain just did this year. This is the first time that he's had his own. I think within short time, SVG.
SVG, maybe.
Yep.
Noah, I think within a couple years.
Maybe.
Depends where he lands.
Yeah.
If Noah lands like I want him to at 2311, I could see his popularity skyrocketing.
Yep.
But if he lands at RCR, I could see that being a hindrance to him.
Yep.
Yep.
But I think currently
And Kyle Busch.
I don't think I don't think so.
because they can't even put half his sponsors on T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
true.
how are they going to sell a bunch? I think the one driver right now that could is Larson.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet he is the number one guy to sell out stuff at the Hendrick Hall.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. That's all I got for Instagram. What do we got from the chat?
One on YouTube from Sam Valley. What TV show does your wife / fiance or Norm's mom make you watch with them and you low-key like it?
Ooh. So my lady doesn't have any
Same.
it doesn't have any the bad ones that
So
you
you're not watching like Bridgerton or anything?
No.
Steph just started watching Bridgerton, but I haven't been around to watch it.
That's like Bridgerton. I heard is like 50 Shades of Grey, but like colonial times.
Oh, no, I literally said that the other night. She was watching on her phone, and I'm like, what
Or
was
not
I?
colonial.
Steph typically watches there's a bunch of kind of not I don't want to say magical, but kind of witchcrafty type shows and stuff,
Steph
and they're
got-
usually pretty badass.
Steph got into that one. What was the one that was all filmed in Scotland? The fucking where the time traveling.
Doctor Who?
No, fuck, I forget.
Mike Jones?
Timeless.
No, I forget what it was, but she got really into that. But I feel like every time she watches a show, like Norm said, it's like some of them get kind of 50 Shades of Grayish, and that always is when my brain seems to pay attention.
Oh, the smut scenes.
She was watching Bridgerton the other night, and I'm not paying attention. She's watching it on her phone. I'm watching something on TV, and all of a sudden, I hear all sorts of sex noises, and I look at her, and she's like,
Oh.
yeah, they're doing it.
I got a story for you. I got a good story for you. So the shows that she watches that I probably won't like, she watches on Monday when we're here. So she
Same.
binges a few
Steph-
episodes.
Guarantee you Steph's
But
watching Bridgerton
great
right now.
story. We're working on the house. She was working in one room and I was working downstairs, doing electrical or something like that. I forget. And I was like, all right, I'm going to fire up the Bluetooth speaker down there. So I turn it
Oh,
on
no.
and she's listening to her book, like a book on tape, and it takes over the Bluetooth speaker right in the middle, like the smut scene. I was like, what are you reading? she's like, it's not what the book's about. You just happen to get the worst
Yeah.
timing possible. I'm like, oh, that was pretty graphic.
Steph was watching, she was wicked into this show one time, and I'm playing iRacing. It was a Wednesday night. It was pro. I shut the computer off. I take my headset off right to gratuitous, someone's getting railed. Someone is getting railed. And I'm like, really? But yeah,
Outlander?
No, I'm doing the
Outlander.
thing.
Outlander.
Yeah, I was trying to find that.
Steph was wicked into her. She got really into Outlander, but my Steph ends up reading books a lot, but she's been really into books lately, and I hate it because I completely lose my wife. She gets home from work, sits down with a book, and then I lose her till it's bedtime. So it's like, all right, cool. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you later.
She wanted to go. She's like, let's go to Target.
Carter Ropley.
Then he started
Carter
watching-
Ropley in the chat said I use cheat codes to get muskets.
Oh, and GTA, yeah. But she the other day, she's like, oh, we should go to Target and maybe go to Barnes & Noble. I'm like, I'm with you on the first half, not the second half.
You can drop me off.
I was like, I love Barnes & Noble, but she's going to buy 5 books and I'm not going to talk to her for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And she's like, why would you let me read? I'm like, you can read, but acknowledge my existence while for once an hour, just look up and say, hey,
We had that conversation 3 or 4 days ago.
yeah.
How many books have you read in the last 2 months? And it was some ridiculous number. I'm like, that's why you don't
Yeah.
talk to me
She's
ever.
got my wife she's borderline getting close to the Beauty and the Beast library with the rolly ladder. If we had a fucking library in the house, I'm like, what are you doing?
That would be sick.
Yeah. And she's the type where I'm like, why don't you just,
I'd have a broken leg in a month from
I'm like,
riding it.
why don't you just
Yeah,
buy
but
it?
I'd also be like, can we build a hidden door?
I'm like, why don't you just buy a Kindle? She's like, I have one, but I like she's the physical copy type.
Yeah.
I was like that when MP3 started becoming big. I still bought CDs because I wanted the CD. I
Yeah,
didn't
you want,
want
tactile.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's Mine is more into the books. She's either watching Bridgerton right now or reading a book. I could bring the camera up and tell you. But
I
I'm not
have no one in my ear telling me what to and what not to watch, but I do not care if it's a more female-based show. I'll watch Supernatural. Definitely tilted towards women.
gonna- yeah.
I'll watch the hell out of that. New Girl.
Yeah, anything supernatural related. Those
I
are
don't-
fun.
I don't I'm not gonna sit down and watch Gossip Girl, but Gilmore Girls, I wouldn't have a problem watching that.
Yeah, I'll
or
watch whatever.
Vampire Diaries. I don't think I'd go that far, but I might give it a shot.
The problem
You
is
never know.
I always have control of the TV, and she gets really mad at me. So
But if I heard a show is good, I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
I'll watch Friends. I'll watch there was another one I was thinking of. But yeah, I tried Outlander. I just didn't like the story, so I didn't watch
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, that does it with all the
There's
questions.
1,000 degrees in here. It
Yes, it
never
is.
cooled off.
And the end of yet another episode of the Loses Fast podcast. This
Yes.
upcoming weekend, heading to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We will be up there Friday, Saturday, and I'll be heading home Saturday night. But Dan and Norm will still be there
Well,
Saturday
are you
night.
staying Saturday night? Or are you going home?
I'll probably go home Saturday night.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be up there. Me and my wife will be up
Depends
there.
how the X lot's feeling.
Thursday. We'll be up there Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. If you are around, I've already had a couple people DM us on the show that are camping. That oddly enough, the kid that we were trying to meet up with at Daytona that ended up being on our flight home.
Right.
He's going to be up there. So I was like, yeah. If you're around Loudon at all this weekend, shoot us a DM on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll try to hook up. We're going to be in X lot. Saturday we'll be in the infield, but outside of that, we'll be farting around all over the place. So come find us. Come, hit us up. We'll try to meet up, hang out for a little bit. If you're in X lot, did you bring the flag?
I got them both.
Good boy. Look for the flag. Row 26, S26 space 8.
Just rob him for everything he's got.
There's nothing in there.
And we'll be the one sleeping in a fold-up chair outside of his
Most
camper.
likely.
Yeah.
Actually, we barely spend any time at the camper just because we're not in the area where all the fun is. So, we barely spent time there last year.
All right. Well, we will catch you next Monday after our wonderful weekend in New Hampshire.
Fingers crossed we're recording on a Monday.
Fingers crossed we're recording on Monday.
Yeah, let's pray.
But we're gonna usually the races we go to are the best episodes to listen to. So
Yeah,
hang
absolutely. I'm Kyle Belcher,
on. Dan Walker.
Norm Pelletier.
and we'll catch you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye. It's corn.
Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing, you heard? Did we make it?
With 9 minutes to spare.
9 minutes. I can do a lot with 9 minutes.
Man, that's an eternity.
It's like, what, 3 rounds?
Oh, easily. That's with crying in the middle, too.
That's with apologizing, too. Hey, there's still 10 people hanging out. What's up?
That's with paying.
That's including going to the ATM.
Damn, bro, this house is on
People still hanging out.
6.9 acres, dude.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, that's a sick shower. But the house looks different in both pictures. Is there 2 houses? Where the fuck is Union, New Hampshire?
Where the fuck is that?
By Middleton? Damn it. Facebook Marketplace hates me, dude. All I'm seeing is fucking houses I can't afford. Which is just houses.
Apparently Kyle had to pee.
That boy, straight.
Oh, yeah, I got to find that wagon. It's in the...
1973 Dodge Challenger. Looks like a Manuel, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, Manuel?
It is a Manuel.
Yeah, look at this thing. Oh, he's got a couple of them, actually.
71 Cuddy, dude. That's a wagon?
That was last year.
We're still live.
That's actual go-kart tires.
Yeah.
Still doing it live.
This thing's gotta be miserable to drag around.
They're little mini modifieds that they turn into wagons. They're
How much
fucking
does he
sick.
want?
All right, guys, I got to cut this off. We love you. Thank you for hanging out.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Bye, Felicia.
Tell everybody.
Dan, go hit the button.
I don't even know what button to hit.
The one that says end stream.
You.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Kyle, can I borrow 1.75 million?
Sure.
Is it this one?
The one that says end.
Is it that one?
That's the one.